hello. Tim did a very poor 3-2-1 then. I wasn't sure if we were going on 0. Then he said, let's go. I'm not sure what's going on. But hello. Welcome to Natural Havoc. We are We are a bunch of friends. Yep, the native English speaker. We are a bunch of friends that play Dungeons & Dragons, and some of us are Twitch streamers. We play the D&D 5th edition system over here, right here on Natural Havoc. Yes, that's right. You're watching us. We play D&D. We throw a load of homebrew rules in. We're in a homebrew world. We make loads of mistakes, but are veterans to the system now, and every single one of us knows what our spells and abilities do, don't we? Anyway, let's go around the room and introduce who we are and who we are playing today. So, Mr. Tech Wizard himself, take it away.
Fuck, I was not muted. I'm there.
Yes, you were.
I was going to say, hey, I didn't have any tech issues, but I muted myself, so that's technically a tech issue. Bummer. But I'm Tim, the Tech Wizard, and I'll be playing Arcturus, the Vidalcan Warlock, who got in a bit of a pickle last episode with Eliash. There's some correction to do, and I totally know all my spells, my sets, and all my items. So let's see what I'm missing today.
Awesome. And below the Tech Wizard, we have Mr. Socials himself. Take it away.
Yo, what everybody? It's Mr. Socials. Hello, I play Andros, the rogue Loxodon man, and make sure you follow the socials from the Twitter, from the YouTube. You watch all our previous sessions and the one-shots, which is pretty cool. You can also follow the Instagram where Smitty take care of that. I don't really know much about it, so that's Smitty. And then also you can go join the Discord. You can talk to all of us whenever you want, as in like say hi, say hello, say how good Tim looks today. Hashtag Tim is really kind of cute. Hashtag kind of hit him up. Hashtag he's just really, really cool. Hello, how y'all doing?
He's also married.
He's very married.
He's married.
See the proof. I don't see the proof.
Below Eagle, we have, the art and overlay connoisseur. Take it away.
I'm Smitty. I play Maeve, the half-elf druid barbarian, and I do overlays that don't change that often, but when they do, it takes a lot of work. So once in a while, I have a lot of work, and then in between, I don't do much.
And they look very good. We can all say, even the art cards, the art, everything. It looks very, very good. So don't, it's good. It's good. The other side of the screen, we would usually have Resray. However, due to some personal reasons, he has decided to step away from Natural Havoc, and we do wish him all the best with what he does going forward. But he will no longer be reprising the role of Grint. But Grint is still in the world, so it's not like he's just vanished, because, he is a part of the story. And above where Grint and Rez would usually be, we have Ahad. So Ahad, please take it away. The YouTube maestro. There we go.
I'm Agent Zen, who uploads things on YouTube sometimes, and even edits them. Very rarely, and struggles. But yeah, I play Erd Whitestaff, the wild magic sorcerer, who's not as awesome as other sorcerers, but whatever. It's pretty much that. I totally know all my abilities and spells, and I still fuck up, so it's fine.
It's all good. We all do it. Whoa. Okay, and above Zeb, we have the. I want to say Lore Master is like a good one. So I'm gonna go with Lore Master and Recaparunski.
Yes, that's me, the Recaparunski. Hi guys, I'm Lan, and I will be playing Shion, the resident Diva Warlock, who does, I think, know all of her spells, even though sometimes after battle I'm like, oh, I should have done that. But other than that, I think I'm good. Looking forward to today, guys. Great to see you all.
Awesome, awesome. And before we introduce me as the DM, we have a dancing socks emote now. It's literally been there for like 3 weeks waiting for Twitch to allow us to actually use it. But look at the little guy. He's so cute. So if you are a subscriber, you can use that. It's really, really cool. It's one of our animated emotes. And I'm very happy it's finally on Twitch. It's so good. So good. So good. But I am your gracious and most humble DM. I am the dungeon master of Natural Havoc. I am the narrator, the storyteller, the referee, the monsters, the dogs, the cats, the birds, the bees, the trees, the walls, whatever you want to talk to. I am that. You want to investigate a book? I'm the book. You know, I'm everything. So yeah, so that's me. That's what I do. So without, I'm also Grognak. Thank you, Amma. And if you don't give him presents, he will steal from you, because he feels like it's his right. But yes, other than that, we are, we're gonna kick off with the recap of last week's session. So, when I click this button here, our session began with the party taking a good look at the Tower of Cathlone and its mysterious time loop. Explosions occurred every few minutes. And though there might be interesting things within, the party decided that it was far too dangerous for now, and left for the village of Stillwater. Just to be sure nothing bad happened, Erhard decided to leave little Olaf near the tower to scout for a few interesting things. But soon enough, just a few minutes later, Olaf was buried under rubble from an explosion and his connection was severed. The party travelled further for a bit, and soon enough they encountered a lone figure along the roadside. It was none other than a crowd favourite, Grognak the Goblin. He was a doorknob-hoarding little goblin that they had met on their journeys back in Arkenvale. He joined the party for a little bit, and as they made camp, he told them that he was near the Tower of Cathlone, but was startled by the explosions and had to leave all of his belongings behind. So, in typical Grognak fashion, he began begging for new wares to restart his empire. And everyone but Grint, Arcturus, and Eliash gave him a trinket. There was a discussion between Eliash and the party. Ondros accidentally let slip at the battle, that at the Battle of Arkenvale, they had deliberately maybe let Ariel go after her Drake was killed. Eliash thought that Ariel had just slipped through the party's fingers, but now wonders if the party have kept more secrets from her and the entire council. That night, some of the party were disturbed by a sound, and as they went looking into the bushes for it, they had realized that Grognak had took his chance. He stole items from the 3 people that didn't give him anything earlier that day and vanished into the night. Meanwhile, Ondros found the cause of the disturbance, a bear cub whose mother had passed away and who was now cowering in a hole. Ondros tried to pull it out of the hole but unfortunately failed and immediately decided to head back to bed. The next morning, after promising themselves Grognak would pay for his treachery, the party went on their way again. And soon enough, they reached the village of Stillwater. Maeve immediately recognized the place as her old home and went off on her own while the rest looked for an inn to stay at. Maeve had found her old house, but unfortunately, her family no longer lived here. She also found the house of her best friend from her childhood, Kellum, and was visibly shaken as his mother opened the door and gave her a heartwarming hug full of emotion. She told Maeve that her last name was Lenore, and that she was the first of the chosen children of the village to have ever returned. She also gushed about how Kellum would be very happy to see her, even though he wasn't here, because he now worked for the Golden Order of Seishel, and was away for his work. This was a great shock to Maeve, for she believes the Golden Order are responsible for her father's imprisonment. And the thought of her best friend having something to do with that filled her with a bit of dread. She, after a while, left, but promised to return for breakfast on the next morning with her friends. As she bumped into the party outside of the Willowtop Manor, looking for a place to sleep that night, we return as all of you are stood, staring up to the treetop manor built into the side of a large oak tree. You all look up to see the decorative woodwork and the intricate carvings of the staircases that circle the tower to its base. And Maeve, you walk up to your group, and I will say, I haven't mentioned this because I know it was coming to the end of last session, and I was trying to speed things up, but there are people walking about the town. There are some half-elves, some elven folk, a couple of humans, and a couple of other races, like you might have seen a gnome, a goblin, but primarily it seems to be elvish, half-elvish, and a few humans. But yeah, this is what you see as you all stand at the base of this massive manor on the side of a tree.
Hey guys.
Welcome back. Hello.
Hey, Maeve.
Hey.
What was it?
Hey, Maeve.
So, Stillwater is my home. This is where I'm from. But we need to get inside. I need to talk to you guys.
Well,
Okay.
This is a place we can stay. Have you guys been inside yet?
no, we haven't.
No.
We just arrived here.
We've kind of just been admiring the.
Yeah, the view is stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I used to try and sneak in here when I was a kid, and the owner would always get a little bit pissed off. But his son had a crush on me, so maybe we can, try and get in a bit cheaper. We'll see.
This place feels awfully familiar, but also not. So
You been here?
yeah, no, not here, but I don't know. The way you guys build your houses reminds me a lot of childhood. I don't know. I think it might have been in the Feywild that places look very similar.
I mean, maybe. I haven't been in the Fae long enough to know what the houses look like there, but
Well, I believe, yeah, they also kind of lived in houses and in the trees, or not actual houses, but in the trees. I don't know. It's
Tree
hard.
house?
Not. Yeah, partly, but I feel it's more like almost like as if living in the tree. Like more almost like a
Oh.
natural symbiotic kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. We do that sometimes when the tree is big enough. Anyway, do you guys want to go inside?
Oh yes,
Sure.
yes. I can use the
Okay.
ring. Yeah.
Yeah, so you all start heading on up. Eliash seems to hang a little further back than the rest of you. She does follow up, but you definitely get the sense of maybe there's a few things on her mind, especially with recent conversations. Galoin is right behind Maeve, following her up. He seems pretty excited for her and himself because he's never seen anything like this. And you get the sense that Grint is a little quieter than usual, as if contemplating a few things, but he is still with you. And yeah, you guys head on up. You go up a set of stairs that go all the way around the tree, up until about maybe 25-30 foot into the air, until you get to this actual manor. So you're quite high off the ground. And as you walk up here, it seems relatively quiet, especially considering it's towards the evening at this point. You're probably looking at around about 5-6 p.m. sort of time. And as you guys kind of come up here, you can start to see in the distance the sun setting behind the trees. And yeah, it's very quiet. But the manor house looks looks in good order. It looks like it's very well looked after. And as you walk through this set of double doors, you are immediately met with the smell of cooked meats and various like scented candles. There's like a bit of a waft of different scents going on in here. And as soon as you walk in, you see 3 large tables. And the interior of this place for you, Maeve, looks like it's maybe been refurbished since you were last here. But there's the odd thing from memory that you always remember. You remember the skull of a deer mounted on the wall with the antlers above the bar. You remember some of the paintings, oil paintings of like the Crimson Dance. There's all these beautiful butterflies painted on this big large canvas on one of the walls, and there's a few different like smaller features, like maybe the way the bookcase is and the way that the bottles are stacked behind the bar, and it's just them small little bits that piece it all back together for you and bring you this wave of memories of trying to sneak in when you know you shouldn't. Your parents would maybe come here for a drink every now and then, and you'd sneak in to see if you could get one yourself with Kellum and all stuff like that. But as you walk in, you see, stood behind the bar, stacking some shelves, a grey-haired human man, wearing a dark black waistcoat, white shirt rolled up to his elbows, and some like dark black slacks that he's wearing. And as he kind of turns to see you all enter, and he nods, you would recognize this to be Percival, the original owner of the tavern that you knew 15 years ago. And yeah, he's just kind of stacking some things, but he doesn't appear to recognize you per se, but he glances over, like nods that you've entered, so he's acknowledged you, and he just seems to be quickly finishing what he's doing.
Okay. Maeve will keep walking towards the desk, I guess, area where he's at.
Yep.
I think the rest maybe follows.
Oh yes.
Follow.
Hi, Percival? Is that you?
He like turns, and you can see now that he's turned around, he's grown some facial hair. When you knew him, he never had this. It's been a long time. He's got like a little goatee that goes all the way around, and it's gone like almost completely white. And you can see that, yeah, he's gone completely grey. Back in the day, he had darker hair, but over time and his age, and he's a human man. And he turns around, he's like, well, how do I help? Do you know me? Sorry,
Oh,
you look
no.
oddly familiar, but you don't dress the same way that I remember.
You would remember me. It's Maeve. And Maeve and Callum when we used to try and sneak in.
Maeve?
Maeve.
Well, goddamn. Oh, how are you here? I thought.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm just taken aback. Surprised you're alive, little lady. I heard what had happened with you being taken to the forest.
Oh.
I've never heard of anyone coming back.
So that's just common knowledge in all of Stillwater?
Oh, it's pretty common knowledge in places around Sashel, at least, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I've traveled quite a bit, and this has been the first place to know of, well, who I am and where I've been. So it's a bit elaborating to suddenly be in that position.
You know what? I need to say, I can't get over how much you look like your mother.
Yeah, I've been told that.
That's who I thought it was when you entered.
Pardon?
That's who I thought it was when you entered. Just the markings and such. Just not someone should wear.
No, she definitely was a little bit more well kept than I was. But you know that happens when you go away for a while.
I'm not saying you're not well kept, lady. I'm just it's nice. It's nice to see you. Wow.
Well, it's nice to be back.
Are you looking for a room?
Yeah, was hopeful that we could stay at my old house, but as it turns out, my parents don't live there anymore. So, yeah, we decided to come in here. These are my friends, and Maeve will introduce all of them.
Greetings, greetings. Percival, Archibald McIntosh is the name. Well, it's a pleasure to see you.
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you.
Yes, yeah. You got some. You're an odd bunch. That's to say. Yeah. Well, look, I won't babble on. Would you? How about look? The least I can do is get you a round of drinks. Would you like a meal?
Yeah. Do you still do that rabbit meal?
Well, we've come a long way in 15 years. People's appetites have changed. We do have a few rabbit things on the menu. What were you after in particular?
Well, you used to do this roasted rabbit that was always really nice, and I mean,
Oh, we still do roasted rabbits with some potatoes and vegetables, if that's what you'd like. Yeah, I'll get the chef to cook so one for all of you.
Sure.
do we have mangoes here by chance? Have we ever had mangoes?
Mangoes, no, but if you head over to the city, I'm sure you could find some.
Right. Okay. Sorry, Shion.
It's okay, darling. I'd love to see the cuisine from where you grew up.
Oh,
It's a lot of game meat and yeah, venison. A lot of venison. But yeah, by all means, please take as many tables as you need. I'll get some drinks on the house and the meals on the house too. It's
thank you.
good to see a familiar face. Sorry, I was a bit shocked. It's just it's been a while.
No, it's fine. It was quite shocking to arrive back home, so I know where you're coming from.
Onion,
Yes.
how full is this place?
Empty. You are the only people in here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very empty. There is not a soul in sight. You can hear some movement from the other side of a wall, which will appear to be some sort of kitchen or something, because that's where the smell of meats is coming from. There is definitely a couple of footfalls coming from above, as if there's rooms above. But in the bar itself, at this time of night, yeah, there's not a soul in here.
All right.
Right, well, I'll get that sorted for you. Bear with me just a moment, and then I'll get you drinks. And he walks on out the back.
You guys want to grab a table?
I guess.
You
Yeah, we
had
can-
something to talk about, you say? So
Yeah. As we sit down, there's still not a single person around us, right?
There is no one in the area in which you guys are seated in. There might be people in the like there's some stairs that go up to what appears to be like rooms, and you can definitely hear people talking or whatever, but it's very muffled and just the sound of some footsteps every now and then. But it appears to be coming from somewhere. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to hear your conversation. If Percival re-entered and you were talking loud enough, he might hear it. But otherwise, if you kept it quite hushed, he would. But as a description for the room, yeah, there's a long wall with this gigantic canvas of the Crimson Dance upon it. There are the deer antlers above the bar, and it's all made of wood. But the biggest striking thing is this manor is curved in design because it curves round the actual tree itself, and you can see the bark of the tree from where you're sitting, as you see a big section of curved wall is actually the tree itself. So you're very close to nature, like being in this place, and it has kind of a rustic sort of feel to it because you are so with nature here. There are some vines that are creeping across the rafters of the ceiling, which appear to be coming from the tree itself. There's a few leaves sticking out and a couple of branches that go like through the roof, which almost seem to be like holding it up as well as like being part of the decor. But yeah, it's very in tune with its surroundings. But yeah, you guys take a sit down. There's a table for 10. It's probably the biggest table which would fit you all on. And yeah, you guys take a pew.
Your
Your
craftsmen
craftsmen
are
are quite extraordinary.
Would you imagine living here, Shion?
Not at all, but I might like to, you know, maybe get some artwork in case I ever go back home.
Oh
As-
yeah, it would
as
be
I
a lot of
remembered.
woodwork.
Well, wood is very scarce in Quirin, so
Wait,
I,
you didn't like wood, did you?
I've grown accustomed to it over the last couple of weeks.
Okay. Oh,
At least now that I see what people can do with it.
yeah, it's pretty to, well, in my opinion, to make something nice out of what was once a living being too, you know, like a tree. It's not anything we can do with our bodies.
Very true. Now, what was it you wanted to talk about?
Right. Well, so okay. When I first entered the village, I immediately recognized it as where I grew up, and I went to my old house, and my parents, they are not there. They don't live there anymore. There's another family in there, just don't even recognize them. So I went on a bit further, and I don't think I ever told you guys, but I had a best friend when I was a kid called Callum. And we used to get up to we were mischief. We used to try and like break into the manor here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He was a good friend. And so I went to his house, and his mother was there, and she recognized me, and it was really nice to see her, and it was really bittersweet, but Callum wasn't there. And she said so proudly that he's now working for the Golden Order. He is like a bounty hunter, and if 1 and 1 is 3, you know, then maybe he has something to do with my father.
Well, hopefully your math stays true to how that sounded. Uh, is there a chance he's in this group when your dad was taken in?
Don't know. He's a blade singer. Listen,
What is a blade singer?
I don't know, but his mother seemed to make it sound like some sort of elite warrior type of thing, bounty hunter. But look, if Callum is still the same Callum that I know, he's got a good heart. But he would have grown into a great fighter as well.
Maeve, how
And-
long has it been since you've seen Kellum?
15 years.
15 years,
But-
a long time.
But my uncle is the one that got him the job there. Right? My mum's
Okay.
brother. He was there during the scrying. My uncle. He was the one that told my mother, I believe, what happened to my father. So I don't know. Callum's either a good guy, and so is my uncle, or they're the bad guys. I don't know if they're trying to help from the inside out, or if they're the ones that turn him in. I don't know.
We don't even know who's the good person or not in this
I
whole
don't.
situation
My father could
entirely.
be the bad person. I don't know.
And can we just kind of go back a little bit? So from the conversation you had with the barkeep, everyone here seems to be aware of your situation.
Right? Yeah.
Do they also know about your parents? Like,
So
is that connected?
Callum's
maybe?
mother, she told me that they had moved away a while after I was taken to the forest because they couldn't bear living here any longer with the memories of me lingering around but not being around, and particularly my father had struggled with my disappearance, leaving. So they'd moved away to I don't know where. but yeah, everybody seems to know about the situation, which is weird.
Did your parents know about the whole ordeal that was going on with you going and then, you know?
It's chosen by the council, the Echoes, apparently. My
Why-
last name. I have a last name. It's
Okay.
Lenore.
Lenore.
Yeah. So apparently, people that still are descendants or carry the same last name of people that once lived in, I believe it's Symmetra, the city that vanished. Those children are chosen to go protect the forests, which I was one of.
So now Symmetra is somehow connected to this forest as well.
My ancestors must have lived there or something.
So your family has a very, old history connected
Wait,
with
My
that.
mother must. I don't think my father does.
wait, Maeve, if does people know that the people are like switched out every so many?
They must do because she said I was the first one to ever return.
Right. If they knew there was a chance for you to ever get out, why weren't they, I don't know, maybe trying to find out what happened, where you went? Why is there no
I am the first one to ever return, so they probably didn't think I was coming back.
return as in alive or return as in here?
Return? I don't know. She didn't say.
But
I mean, I spoke to what was her name, Nastasia, at the Kingsley TAF event, and one of her children, I think, had gone to the forest too. But she, well, it must have been before me because I was the most recent one, bar the child that's there now, and she must have never found her child again.
But what if you're not supposed to be around? What's about the purpose of the forest? It's so strange. I can't comprehend. Like the people are surprised you came back. What if the
Yeah.
forest doesn't want you to come back, and yet you are here?
Well, didn't you say you were sent back?
Or in general, this order of echoes, how do they make a choice of just pick some random kid and like, hey, you, forest time for you?
I don't know. I don't know if it's picked on. Well, it has to be based on heritage, the last name.
Oh, come
But
on.
Okay.
It obviously has talents.
Well, obviously, but this order echo seems a bit. They don't. I don't know. Some about them. I don't know. Like the fact that they just pick kids to go to a forest, right? I mean, that seems a little off to me. Why kids of all things? Why aren't they picking, I don't know, some adult that might be, I don't know. For example, this Kellum is some high elite trained person. Why didn't he go take in the forest? Why is it a kid? Why is there children
Well, it
being
sounds-
sent into this?
Pliable minds, darling. That said, we found out that your father is still alive. He must be near. I think he's the only one who has real answers.
Well, or your mother, for that
Hmm.
matter.
My mother, I don't know where she's at. I don't know. I don't think she would live in Seychelles. Maybe in the outskirts, if anything. But
Do you
by the
think anyone would
description,
know where she went?
well, Callum's mother didn't seem to know. She thought I was my mother when she first saw me, as did Percival just now. Which
But
is
Callum's
Right.
mother knows where Callum is, and Callum probably knows where your father is.
yes. My gut feeling tells me to just tell him what's going on if we meet him, but I don't know. I don't know what the right way of doing things is, or maybe speaking to my father first, or just speaking to Callum. Maybe finding my uncle. Would make sense to trust your uncle, right?
At this point, you do notice Percival starts walking over with a jug of water and some cups.
Hmm.
So he walks on over. You all notice, take a breath for a second. He places the cups down, pours some more out, walks to a cabinet near you, opens it, pulls some cutlery out, puts it down and starts just putting some napkins, some cutlery, that sort of thing down for you all. Can I get any of you some beverages other than water. We have wines, beers, a few other things, juices, that sort of thing.
Do you have like jugs of wine or something?
I can bring
all of
a
us.
yeah, I can bring a couple of jugs of wine. Is that what you like?
Andro-
Red or white?
Me definitely red. Andros, beer
I'll
or
get one.
I'm gonna
wine?
go with white.
Huh?
Beer or wine?
I would like to just. I'll take a juice.
He
Take a
keep it.
juice.
He gets a beer.
Okay. You know what? I'll bring a jug of juice, wines, and a couple of beers.
Thank you. And while we're talking, I will
Yeah,
just
he goes
kind of.
out.
I'll be keeping my head on a swivel. Like I'm just kind of. If I notice anyone walk in, if I notice anyone doing some weird things.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. 21.
Okay, I will inform you if you hear anyone coming.
Okay. And that's like if I see any like weird movements as well. Like if I notice someone's walking out a window, anything
The
crazy
shadow
like
in
that.
the corner moving.
Yeah, just something weird. I would.
Yeah, sure. I'll let you know.
Okay. I don't know. In my opinion, Maeve, and I know I don't want take this with a grain of salt all you want, but until we find out some sort of more information about both of these groups, I think it's in our best interest to trust none of it. Until we actually get there, we see what it's like, what these people are like. I mean, you haven't been here 15 years. A lot can change in 15 years. I don't want us walking in the city next, I don't know, we know something we shouldn't know, or something happens. I think we should not trust anything until we actually get more ground proof information.
I know. I just don't want you guys to. I know Callum sounds like not a good person in this scenario. Neither does my uncle, but I don't want you guys to attack him or anything, or interrogate him at the start of maybe us running into him.
We can't be quick to judge.
I will
Well, I
promise I won't
You
blast
know
him.
him.
So
You know deep. I think when you meet them, you will know deep down in your hearts. Trust your own judgment. We'll be fine. We'll seek them out in the morning.
Well, if we know one thing about the council, it's that they were up to weird things anyway. Besides the whole forest thing, think about the lycanthrope and having them hunted down without knowing if they're good or bad.
I've been thinking about this a little bit. So, there's obviously an issue between them, the lycanthrope, and the Golden Order, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the relationship between the Golden Order and the Court of Echoes? Is that what they're called?
The Golden Order is the military force of Seychelles,
Are
whereas
they like
Council.
the? Go ahead.
So Seychelles used to be the military town of Alanasta,
Yeah.
and then became the capital, I believe, when Symmetra vanished eventually.
Mhm.
And so the Golden Order, which was the military base or whatever it was that it was based off of, I think has just become the military force, a police force, law enforcement.
So the
The
Golden
Echoes
Order.
are the council.
Okay, so the Golden Order is more like an actual just military group. They're not like a high elite trained, just a smaller group of highly trained soldiers, warriors. It's a more, this is
Lanasta?
everyone who's in their military.
Alanasta is big. I
Right.
assume Seychelles is big, and I assume that therefore if the village itself was already a military village to start with, and it's only grown since, I imagine there's different ranks within the Golden Order.
I'd assume so.
Well, back on the matter of your friend and uncle, like, I think we'll definitely follow your lead, but just be careful. Careful what you indulge and
Well,
who to trust.
I
I've
was-
learned the hard way, but I also learned that there is a lot of people that seem bad, but they can be good.
I was thinking maybe playing dumb. We gotta go there anyway. right? We gotta go to Seychelles, and I could just say, hey, I want to see Callum. I know he's here. I know he works here, and then I could just ask him, have you seen my parents? You guys could be there. Maybe one of you can send stuff with me. Maybe he doesn't even know.
That sounds like a plan. But Maeve,
Yeah.
when we go to the city, where do you want to start? Because obviously we have dealings with the Echoes.
We have to. That would make sense, and I don't see why we couldn't stay for a day or two. If that's like that would make sense, right? That's not even suspicious. If we go there.
I would like to say that, if need be, we can stay at my family's place.
Right, yeah, and well, they don't have any pull with the council, do they?
No, but they do have an establishment within the walls, so it would be somewhere that we could reside at least.
Is it hard to get into Seychelles?
Well, there's outer Seychelles, and then there's inner Seychelles. If you're part of outer Seychelles, you're treated like scum most of the time. But if you've got sway within the walls, a business, like my family do, gobblers, may I say, then, we have reason to enter the city without being asked too many questions.
Well, the question with that would be, are we gonna enter like on official business? I mean, we are here for a reason. Like, they should let us in, right?
Of course you are. We're ambassadors of like Arkenville, the council. We are here on official business.
That's what I'm saying. Or do we want to go in incognito, trying
You
to
think
find
I-
out things first?
You think I want to stay in the slums, darling? Oh, please.
I mean, saying that we have business with the council and saying we've already got a place to stay, I think just backs our corner.
I think, personally, I think we can go in there as an official business. Again, we are wardens of Arkenvale. My only question would be, do we want, if they ask who we are individually, are we just going to announce Maeve entirely to this group of people that we do not know what their feeling is towards? I mean, there could be a multitude of what's going on. We don't have entire answers in anything. So are we just gonna announce Maeve's full name to these people, or are we gonna try to maybe keep some stuff to ourselves?
If I recall, Maeve has only just learnt of her surname. You could, like you said, play dumb and just introduce yourself as Maeve.
think that's
We've
a
got a
safe
name
bet.
everywhere else as just Maeve.
And
And just
besides,
still be just Maeve.
it's up to Maeve if she wants to come out as the lady that disappeared and came back.
Yeah. This is important actually. Tomorrow morning, because I don't know how long we're staying. I'm assuming obviously the night. But tomorrow morning, we're all invited for breakfast at Callum's mother's house. Her name's Kaznia, by the way, right? Yeah, her name's Kaznia. 9 a.m. She seems very happy and not suspicious. So if you guys want to join me, she invited all of us.
Ooh, a nice Stillwater breakfast.
Before you go any further, Andros, you start to hear the creaking of wood as you start to hear footsteps coming from outside as if someone is coming up the stairs towards. You know it'll be like a minute before he gets here or they
Yeah.
get here. But yeah, you do hear footsteps.
Do we have stuff on the table? Like,
Yeah, I will say at some point during that conversation, you come out with jugs. The food's not here yet, but the drinks are here.
I will grab like the closest drink that's to me. I'll let you decide. Whatever.
You said juice? I'll say
Yeah.
the juice has been put in.
Okay. I'll grab the juice. Like, oh, guys, this this must taste really nice, right? And I'll take a quick sip, and I'll try to change the subject, just to get our minds off of everything.
Yeah, and as you do that, you see a figure pass by one of the windows coming towards the front door. And moments later, entering through the double doors, you see a half-elven man with ginger hair, quite short, with a slight quiff at the front. You see he is wearing he was wearing a three-piece suit, but obviously it's summer right now. So he's got the jacket in his arm, over the shoulder, but you see a dark brown, almost maroon-looking three-piece suit that he's wearing with a off-white shirt with a tie that matches the whole attire. He's got slight stubble growing, and then you can just see the ears are slightly pointed, but you can see that he is a half elf, not a full elf. And as he enters, you just hear him shout up, "Oh, Father, I could really use a wine of some sort. Father?" And then he looks at you all. "Oh, he has visitors. Pleasure."
Hello.
This is usually where one introduces themselves, but I'll go first. Darian McIntosh.
Darian McIntosh. Hello,
How
we're
are
the.
we all?
We're
Apologies.
good.
You just startled us. Nice to meet you.
Ah, woman of class. We don't find many of those sorts within these areas. Yes,
Hello, Darian. It's been a while.
I'm sure it has. Would you care to remind me of your name, dear?
Sure. It's Maeve.
Maeve.
Pelham and Maeve. Those names would go around.
Yes, Kellum. Maeve.
Remember that girl a long time ago when you were a kid that you'd always get flowers for?
I'm terribly sorry. I really don't recall.
Inside check.
Sure. Roll me an insight check, please.
Or just whisper to the guys. Seems like he got all the girls' flowers.
16.
You must have been a dandy of a person.
You believe him. He doesn't seem to recall that. You feel like he's trying very hard to remember, but he doesn't recall it.
Okay. Well, anyway, we used to be pretty much neighbors when we were children. I used to live here.
Right. Passing through.
Yeah, passing through, heading to Sychel.
My word. Well, what do you think of, how long has it been since you've been in Stillwater? Some things have changed, but not so much. It's still, similar to how it's always been, at least as I remember as a child. Some things have changed.
Yeah, it's been about 15 years. There's some different decorations in here, for sure. I mean, you know, like, I don't know if you guys have fixed up the hole in the back, what Callum and I used to try and go through.
Yes, I'm sure we must have. Yes, certainly. Well, it strikes me as a little strange. We don't get that many visitors here in Stillwater. We're a much smaller village, you see, so we get the occasional, hence why my father continued on this legacy. But yes, it's unusual group that you keep.
You
I'll
seem
just
to be
also
rather,
introduce.
you seem to be rather cosmopolitan yourself for someone from such a small village.
I try my best, you see. I have always aspired to bring a touch of class to Stillwater, if you will. Many in this village, would say that I'm a bit of a handyman. I can do many things, many talents. And I've paved my way through life, being a bit of a fixer-upper, one would say.
But I have an insight on that.
As this is happening and this kind of weird interaction is going down, Andros like takes Arcturus's glass, refills it with the wine, and then Andros reaches for the wine, fills up his own cup of wine, and he's just sitting back like, and he just whispers, "Arcturus, this is awkward." Takes a sip.
Yeah.
Both Shion and Ahad with a 19 each, my word. Yeah, you both get the feeling that it's not necessarily a lie, but he seems to believe what he's saying. But there's definitely it's not exactly clear cut as to what he's saying.
True politician.
Well, I'm Ehad, and
Ahad!
yeah,
Oh,
bit of a musician. That's all. Just traveling
Musician.
with these guys, and I will actually take out my flute and start just playing a bit of a tune.
He can juggle apples.
you can juggle apples.
Yeah,
Well,
you can see it. Really good.
Quite an impressive talent. I've had my fair share of juggling, work life and such, but you know, as one can imagine, someone as busy as I am. May I please be acquainted with you all? What are your names? You, Loxodon.
The name's Andros from Fortis.
Ah, I was going to ask if you were one of the Kavakian tribes, but
I
There we go.
don't know anything about these tribes.
oh, there's quite a few Loxodon tribes out in Kavak. If you head further north, you may very well meet them.
Nice, cool.
Well, Andros, pleasure to meet you. And your big blue friend here. Not one I recall of ever seeing one before. You are intriguing.
So they seem, so they say. Arcturus is the name. Yes.
Well, pleasure, Arcturus. And, you, Maeve, a pleasure. And the upper class woman of the group. Two upper class women, but we'll go to the one that spoke to me before. What is your name, young lady?
Shion of House Loranil. Pleased
Ah.
to make you acquainted.
Well, it is truly a pleasure. And you, madam? Eliash, Shorgenstead, head mistress of the Tri-Spires of Arkenvale. Right. What on earth, okay, that's... Oh, is something going on in the village I'm unaware of? Is this official business?
Well, that's being-
Galoin. Right. Pleasure.
Can I
You don't-
try to roll for something to see if like Elias
Yeah.
sounded like she's not happy or she sounds like
I'll
she's a
make an
little on
insight
edge?
check.
Insight check.
And
cool.
as you say that, Grint then just says, "You don't need to know mine."
21.
Yeah, you get the sense that he... You get the sense that she feels like he is maybe putting on a bit of a face, especially with the way he's saying certain things, and she wanted to make sure that he was very aware that she's someone of, like, power.
Oh, I'm gonna pull Elias a glass of wine. I'm gonna set it right in front of her as well and sit back and take a sip again.
And she doesn't even grab it, she just flicks her wrist, and it starts moving towards her.
Yeah.
And then she takes it, and then takes a sip and places it
Yeah.
down. And yeah, you see him. Well, if you are the head mistress of the Tri-Spires of Arkenvale, does that mean all of you have magical prowess?
Who has magical? Who has magic?
Is there like a hearth somewhere, like, or
Yeah.
a candle, or like an unlit candle?
Yes, there are some wolf sconces that are currently unlit. There is a fireplace, but it is currently burning away at the minute.
Can I just like burn the wall sconce from just a candle?
Yeah,
flame,
I'll say you just kind of like
create-
click
or,
your
like,
fingers. and
create a
just-
miniature bonfire.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll allow that. No problem. As you do that, and he like looks at it, and he's like, "So you are."
And at this point, I'll let Kata appear on the guy's shoulder.
Oh my, hello. Please don't touch the threads.
And she flies to me.
Thank you.
Is there a
Maeve would-
campfire? Or like a oh god, what's the
Fireplace?
hearth? A fireplace.
Yes, fireplace. Yeah.
Sean did
I will
just
snip my
ask.
fingers. I only heard torches and scones and whatever.
Go for it. What are you doing?
I will snip my fingers with some prestigation and snuff out the
Okay, you put out the fire.
fire.
Sure.
And I immediately turn it back on.
Yeah, just like fighting over control. Yeah.
Want to play along?
No,
Go ahead,
Maeve,
Maeve.
Maeve will cast Fairy Fire on Andros to make him sparkle.
He starts to sparkle. Well, a simple yes would have done, but this certainly confirms it. My word. What about yourself, Andros? Or is the sparkling part of it?
He's
Oh,
clearly, you know,
Yeah, I can sparkle. Yeah.
Insight check. Sorry, deception check.
Oh.
He is
This doesn't
inciting
work.
you.
Can I give bardic?
13.
I rolled on that one, so you're all good.
Can I
Yeah.
give bardic inspiration through my flute play to people?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. I will give to 3 people, right? So I'm gonna give some to Arcturus, some to Andros, and some to Maeve.
Is this
The
using the bardic?
1d6. Yeah.
Yeah, so
the
they can
bardic
use that over the
inspiration.
next minute. Or is it 10 minutes? It's a minute or 10 minutes.
I thought it's for the whole day. I think it's for the. Did
Just
you
read
s-
because it's gonna
It
you're gonna
didn't
go to
specify
a
a time frame.
yeah,
I think.
you're gonna go to a point where you sleep, and when we get to
Yeah.
the break, I'll just double check that. I
Yeah.
think it might be for a minute because that's what the bardic inspiration usually does.
Okay.
So that's what we'd base it off. But I'll
Okay,
double check
then-
for you in a minute. Don't worry. But
I
yes,
can
they.
check bardic inspiration.
Yeah, no worries. So yes, you all start doing this, showing off your magics, and well, call me impressed. You know, I'm sure Amy could really use your help.
Who's Amy?
do I know an Amy?
Roll me a intelligence or history check.
Intelligence or history?
Yeah.
Well, either doesn't really matter because they're both as bad as each other. Not 20!
Well, you do not recall an Amy ever living here.
Okay. Yeah, May stays silent.
Yes, Amy Mortem. Amy Mortem. She recently arrived in town less than a week ago. She travels with a group, and they're putting on a performance tomorrow. I have been helping them with some of the setting up of said performance, making sure that it is all spick and span, ready to go. But yes, well, if you find the time, her show starts at around 1 o'clock tomorrow.
What's this group called?
Well, it's Amy Mortem's Carnival of Magical Amazement. They do all sorts of dance routines, a few bits of magic in there. They have a couple of exotic animals and the such. But yes,
Would I ever have heard this name, this carnival?
roll me a history check.
Oh my god. Can I lucky that just for the
Sure.
fun of it?
Of course you can.
God. It's an 11.
Amy Mortem. You spent some time in a carnival.
Mhm.
You would have spent some time hearing of not rivals per se, but other groups that maybe traversed the same circles. This one does not ring a bell. Yes, she's quite a talented individual. Yes, like I said, not many visitors come to Stillwater, but those of small troops bardic bands. We have had the Silver Strings enter here once or twice, I will say. If you've heard of them, they're quite popular.
When did they roll through? When did they come by?
Oh, the Silver Strings?
Yeah.
I believe they came through maybe a week ago?
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it
Where
was close to around about a week now.
Where were they headed?
Yeah. Where are they headed?
I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid.
Gotcha.
As you know, busy man, fixer-upper. I have to make
Yeah.
sure that everything's spick and span in this town.
Totally,
I thought
totally
you would
busy
be aware
you
of
are.
all the things.
Well, Mr. Sorry, I didn't catch your last name.
Vital stuff.
Weidstaff. I try my darndest to make sure that I know everything going in and out of this little village here, but unfortunately, they had the attention of many, from what I hear. So I had to put my efforts elsewhere.
Then Andros is gonna take the wine. He's gonna slowly refill it, and then sit back and just kind of slowly start sipping on the wine.
I'm giving him that look like, are you not gonna fill me up?
I'll sadly pick it up and start refilling his cup up.
Will say,
Feels, darling.
I will say, if you wish to go to this performance tomorrow at the carnival, I have been given an array of tickets to give to all guests staying here. Like I said, it's around noon, around 1 p.m. It will only be an hour or two at most. Could be fun to kick back and relax, especially returning home, as you said, after such a long time. I'm sure you might see a few familiar faces attending.
What do you guys think? Maeve's eyes will rest on Erhard.
Well, I think it could be a good opportunity to catch up.
What does Amy need help with exactly?
Well, from my understanding, she's looking for talent. You know, people to perform on such shows. Having magics yourselves may interest her.
Right.
I thought she's performing. Was she looking for performers?
She is performing with her troupe, but always looking for performers. If you have that sort of talent and wish to express oneself upon a stage, I would suggest speaking to her before the performance is underway. Maybe giving her a little tester in the morning, or maybe now if you'd like. And, yes, you know, get
Where
yourself a spot, a little bit of fame along the way.
Where does she stay?
Outside of Stillwater. It's about a 15-minute walk from the northern exit of the town. If you just follow the path, you can't miss it. Big white and green tent.
I'm gonna look at Eliash. Wow, he says this, and I'm just trying to engage what Eliash. Maybe some facial expressions. Give me any hints on what
She definitely
might...
you see an eye roll for sure.
Okay.
Like
yeah,
she's
weird.
like, oh god, carnivals. Like that's the
Yeah.
sort of impression she's
Weird.
giving. Like I got way more important things to be thinking about than
Yeah.
a carnival. But she's not like. You get the impression she's not being like, we're not going. She's like, I'm not going. Like you guys
Right,
do what you
yeah.
want, but I
Yeah.
ain't doing that. And you feel like Grint seems a little bit, you know, perturbed by the idea of maybe going
Yeah.
to a carnival at this time.
You know, maybe we should, think on it for an
Yeah, but-
hour.
Yeah, but Andros, he said there was like exotic animals.
And
What do you mean, and?
we've seen most of us have seen our fair share of exotic animals. The sea serpent was very exotic. That thing was not fun. We've seen griffins, we've seen rocks. I mean, we've seen our fair share of crazy out there creatures, okay? I'm not saying no, but I'm saying is there's a lot on our plate, and remember, there's a lot of things we're gonna get done.
I would like to say you may have seen a sea serpent, a rock, or whatever other these creatures you have here are, but have you seen a three-headed alligator?
Why is
No,
that
neither have I,
interesting?
but I'm hoping there's one at the show.
Oh.
Well, we'll think about it over dinner, right, guys? And then
Yeah.
I'm sure we can make up our minds tomorrow or
Oh,
later today.
you're having a meal?
We are.
Yes, your father is making us
Let
rabbit
me
roast.
let me see if I can help him out and see if I can speed the process up a little. And he like walks on over to the bar, chucks his jacket over, and walks out the back. Father, do you need a hand with the? Oh my lord, how much are you cooking? And he walks out the back.
Maeve,
Yeah.
like, we don't have to go to the carnival, but I personally feel it might be a very good opportunity to maybe catch people a bit, let's say, off guard in a jolly mood and maybe get some information about your family or about the going-ons in Stillwater.
Okay.
I mean, yes. I don't know to what extent I want to try and get information from a traveling group that I don't know of.
Not traveling with the guests.
The carnival is a traveling group, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the guests, the people.
Erhard, we're gonna be a
Right.
part of the show. When are we gonna be like, oh hey, you random audience member, come up here and talk to us real quick. Let us know about your life.
He was also saying you could get tickets to see it. Not just. He was saying if you want to be in it, you could, but he also tickets, you know?
I
Well,
wanted to watch.
Erhard,
Yeah.
is this has nothing to do with the circus you were in?
No, I don't recall this. Like, I don't think I've ever heard of them. Must have been maybe a different area that they traverse. I don't know. Haven't heard of these people.
Look, I feel a little rushed because of the ongoings in Seychelles. But if this is important to you, Erhard, because it might have answers for you in your past, then I think this is your decision to make, not ours.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm curious. Like you mentioned, they have like very exotic animals and stuff like that. So you never know what connections there might be. Um, I don't think this is necessarily connected to the circus.
They
I
could have
really thought it was
performers.
more the opportunity that, yeah, that one could mingle with the crowd, the spectators. That's yeah.
Well, I mean, guys, what was our plan after tomorrow? Would we have left anyway, or?
Well, my idea would have been breakfast and head to the capital. I mean, we still have these things we got to turn in to these echoes, the Council of Echoes. We still got to find out more about your stuff going on. I mean, Eliash has stuff. Eliash needs to find out. I mean, there's a bit of a list here. I mean,
I will say it's only a day and a half's travel to get to Seychelles. So
We could,
we're not too far off now.
In the end, it's your hometown. Like, I don't need to stay.
No, I know, but I also wasn't expecting to stay here past tomorrow morning, so I thought breakfast and go. Especially like since there's no one here left to visit anyway, bar Callum's mother. But I don't know if this is maybe I thought it would be more important for you, Erhard.
What's a few more hours anyway? We can
Could
still.
we make it to the half-day point?
Sure, I guess we could check it out and travel. Like if Grint says it's 1.5 days out, like we travel half a day and then we have another day and we arrive there the day after.
We could, if we left after the carnival, we could we could still make it in a day and a half, and it would be exactly a day and a half away, so the timing would almost match up. We might just get to Seychelles a little later in the day, that's all.
so we can do this, but and I look at Erhard when I say this. if we're gonna do this and we're gonna go watch or be a part of a circus, I want you to know, don't expect us to stop for some interesting thing you want to look at, okay? We're gonna go to Shy Shield after that, okay? There's no stopping, no, oh, pretty tower, or hey, look, that looks interesting, I want to go there. No, we're gonna go to the capital.
When have I ever stopped us?
Don't you dare.
Or looking
Don't
at
bring this
at
up.
things?
We literally
Ah,
only
here
had
it
a...
is! Rabbit roast! And
Yeah.
you see Darian and Percival bring a load of plates out, and then they seem to put a load of potatoes and veg kind of in the middle, more like a buffet sort of thing, so you can just help yourself to potatoes and veg. But yeah, the rabbits are put out for you all. Is there anything else I could get you? Would you like some top ups on your drinks there? You can say no.
More juice,
I'm good.
please.
I'm good for the wine.
I'm not charging for any of this. This is. She hasn't been here in a while, so you can have a meal on us. The rooms I will have to charge for, I'm afraid. But you know, the meal and drinks. You haven't been around in town for a while. I remember what it was like shooing you darn kids out of here, and yeah. Oh,
Come on, we caused a few laughs.
You remember who they are, do you, Father? Well, how could you not? You didn't stop talking about Maeve when you were younger. Well, I'm not sure that's exactly true, is it? Surely I'd remember a face like that. What do you mean you don't remember a face? This Maeve, the one that went missing 15 years. You really are klutz sometimes, you know that? And like he just like clips him on the shoulder. And Darian kind of like steps back. Well, enjoy your meals. If you do wish for any tickets or anything, ask my father and he'll call for me. It was a pleasure, Arcturus, Miss Loraniel, Headmistress, Galoin, Andros, the man who will not be named, Maeve, and Mr. Videstaff. And he bows, and yeah, he walks on up some stairs.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, he looked like a bunch.
He's an interesting person.
I didn't like him back then. I still don't really like him. He hasn't changed much.
He kind of reminds me of someone we've met to this point. I can't think of a name.
He doesn't fit in very well. The town, you know, the village.
No.
Yeah. He seems like someone who tries to put on a front that he's, you know, kind of big time. But I mean, he's not good at acting like it. I mean, if he acted more like Shion, I would believe him.
He's
But-
like Ivan a little bit.
Exactly. Ivan, or, you know, he gives me a little bit of Felix vibes, you know, from back in the one
Karas,
city.
darling.
Karas, yeah.
Yeah. Or
Crazy.
Sigbert, but like less scary.
Sigbird's not that scary.
Sigbert's a bit. I mean, Shion got on with him, but I thought he was a bit scary.
I think I could take him, in all fairness. If I would have had a chance to, you know, fight a little bit with him.
Well, the problem with Sigbert is that he had lots of friends.
Yeah, a lot of friends. A lot of friends.
Not so much anymore, I suspect.
No, probably not. He's probably not even come back to Arkenville yet. Fairness.
Wonder if we'll run into him again.
I feel like the next time we run into him won't be on friendly terms, or wouldn't be on good terms. There's a few people that I feel like we should keep on the lookout for.
Like
Oh,
the
you-
silver strings?
You just said you could take him, darling. What's the
I
problem?
mean, I can take him, but he comes rolling up with a group. I mean, I wouldn't expect him to come fight us on his own.
We'll take the group. You take him. We'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Let me take the big guy. You know, it's okay.
If he teams up with Jarek, that could be scary.
I mean, Yark, yeah, you know, something tells me this guy, that one is the one I'm more intrigued to find out what happened to. he worked directly with Taff and Lena Jador. Is that her name?
Yes, but you need not worry about her.
Well, I'm not worried about her. She's in prison. I'm talking about the other dude. Yarick. What happened to him? Do you have any information?
Not that I have at hand, I'm afraid.
Hmm.
The last known whereabouts for him was fleeing the scene with Sigbert.
Also,
You are rolling
we are
together? Oh, come
That's at
on.
least what my mages said after recovering a few things that needed to be recovered.
Figured we should have grabbed him too. He's just hanging out there, you know.
Well, they did, in fact, they were headed in a northernly direction, which would be Elenaster.
Oh, great.
But-
That's who we should be asking where their whereabouts are. That's what we should be asking these people about.
I'd be
But-
perfectly happy if I'd never see them again.
They were last seen crossing the border and then weren't seen any longer
Cross the border into Elenaster.
into Elenaster.
Ah, with a bit of
Oh.
luck, they ran into a couple of those giant apes and we'll be fine.
It
Oh,
all
yeah?
depends. They could have headed towards the forests or headed towards the mountains to the right, west, no, east, and then would have headed more towards to Craddock, but the wildlands in between as well. There's many places they could have gone to.
One thing is, where would they be running to? Like, where would they have to go?
I could
hiding,
not tell you.
right?
Hiding
I
where,
mean,
though? I
Sigbert
mean,
is a well-known face around where he can't just hide in the city.
is he known in like almost any region, or is he just more local to just
The Golden Order have been contacted to keep an eye out for descriptions of both of them.
Great. Okay. That's good.
So they won't be safe anyway in around here. So
Not at all.
why bother, guys? Why bother?
I mean, it's
Are you scared, Andres?
And I would say they
He's scared.
I very much doubt they have the resources and the pull and sway that they once had.
Yeah. Good point.
Anyway, I believe I'm going to hit the hay, so I'm going to see if Percival can get me a room.
Yes,
Gotcha.
can I get it
And-
for you? I was gonna get it for all of us.
I'll
The
pay
rooms
for my
would be
own.
good.
I elbow Arcturus.
And she walks over to the bar.
Again, elbow Arcturus. Listen, motherfucker, we messed this up, okay? You could go up there and just talk. Just go and try to say something.
Oh, okay.
And I try to push him up out of his chair. Like I like lift the chair and try to fling him out.
You see a key get slid to her across the desk. She takes it and starts walking towards the stairs.
Oh, you little go, you blue,
I'm
you
already
blue
on my
idiot.
way.
You go over?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go over.
Yeah, she catches your gaze as she gets to the bottom of the stairs and she stops. Arcturus?
Do you mind if I accompany you to your room? Just as an escort to your room, not with any... And I look over at Andros. Intent.
Andros, like, he looks away and he's like chugging wine like there's no way is what he just said. There's no way.
By all means. And she walks up the stairs and lets you follow.
Before I walk up the stairs, I'm like,
Yeah, and you guys don't go very far. You literally go up. There's a balcony that looks out over the whole of the village, which is just beautiful. And there are these doors that line the outsides of the tree. And she gets to a room, and you see it's number 13. And she gets to the room. She puts the key in the door. She opens it, and then she stands in the doorway and looks at you. Any particular reason why you wish to escort me?
I want to apologize for earlier. I had not... How would I put this? It was not my intention to lie to you, nor the council. And I've had a feeling that I should, like, tell the truth about it.
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
Ooh, damn. Persuasion. I'm very good at persuasion. I think. A 9.
Well, maybe you can start telling me the truth another time. And she steps in. Good night, Arcturus, and shuts the door.
Good night. And I'll just go downstairs.
I'm sorry, dude, but a 9 just doesn't cut it.
Hey, it's
Especially with-
Arcturus.
Inspiration! What is wrong with you?
Where was the lucky? Whereheart, come with me. Run upstairs.
You had inspiration! You had an extra D6! Oh, love is not real!
But yeah, Arcturus, you do you return back to the group?
I do.
Looking a little I would say red
Sad.
in the face, but
I
yeah,
take the
Blush
biggest
sweet.
cup I can find
Yeah.
and just
just like
just
shit.
fill it to the brim with
Yeah.
wine.
My,
Let's hand
my
it over.
tune of the flute just goes like.
Wah, wah, wah.
Not like that. No, it's not making fun of it. It's more like.
That's the funniest thing you've done on this whole journey, Earhart. That is by far the funniest thing you've done.
Oh god.
Even I do
Yeah.
feel bad.
So yeah, you return to the group, and yeah, it goes a little silent, and you finish your meals up. You get ready. Do you buy rooms individually, or are you sharing? What's the plan for rooms?
How big
Mavis
of
just-
rooms does he have?
Mavis was gonna pay for it regardless, but I don't know what they have.
There are single rooms, double rooms, or quadruple rooms, and there is 8 of you.
Right. Okay.
You all want your own room?
Single rooms are 5 silver. Double rooms are 1 gold, and a quadruple room is 1 gold, 5 silver. Per night.
It's not a bad rate at all.
It's alright. It's not great. It's not like the cheapest, but
Yeah.
you are in like a big manor sort of house. It's a very luxurious sort of place.
I'm fine if someone wants to share a room. Like I can share with Galoin, I can share with whoever, in all fairness. Yeah.
I will make this easier. Why don't the boys share a room, and I will get my own, and the girls share a room.
Why would you feel the need to be on your own? If you don't have to, we'd share.
I could probably do with the peace and quiet, to be honest, Andros. I've had a lot to think about recently, and what with the recent events, a tower that everyone keeps bringing up, and this time it was me, I could really use, a restful night. In a comfy bed, without someone yapping in my ear.
Okay.
Maeve, it's up to you, darling. If you'd rather be alone after the events of the day, I totally understand, but I'd be more than happy to share.
I'm okay. I guess it's we can we'll share. We'll keep the costs down for cleaning, right?
Sure.
Maeve will just put 20 gold on the bar.
Are we all there together or something?
Yeah.
I will just point out. I do believe we have a travel fund, right? We don't have to pay out of our own.
It's not that
Okay.
much. It's for
I'm
one
just-
night.
That's the point.
It's fine. We'll sort it out later.
Yeah, think about it. The more of that we save, the more of that we can just put in our own pockets.
Did you say you put 20 gold now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maeve doesn't know.
Can I slide of
Someone,
hand?
looks at
Can
it
I-
and is like,
Can I try
the
to slide
hell?
a hand and just take half of it and just slide it?
you don't even need to roll it. He just takes what he needs and leaves
Oh.
the rest,
Yeah.
which is 1, 2. It's 3. He takes 3 gold from the 20 and just puts them in a pot and is like,
Eve pushes it back and she's like, "That's for the repairs that you had to make about 15 years ago.
Well, you certainly were on my wanted list. So this will pay the bounty.
And he smiles and he leaves 5 coins on the counter, but he takes the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, and he puts it in a little sort of like a not a swear jar, but that sort of thing. He puts it in like a jar for repairs or other such things that need doing. I appreciate that. Just so you know, your rooms are all next to one another, as well as your other friend that just got a room just now. If you want to use the bathing room, it's right on the end of the corridor. We got a little section there where you can wash yourselves up.
Thank you.
Sounds good, yeah.
Need anything? I'll be here till about midnight, and then won't be back in again till about 5 in the morning.
Cool.
But
It will
yeah,
be.
I'll lock the doors at midnight. So if you are out, try to get back before then. If you're gonna be later, just let me know, and I'll hang on as long as it's not too much later.
It's yeah. We'll be fine, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right, guys.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Is there like a
And he takes a
big?
key and goes.
Is there like a big thing of drink that's still full of like something?
You have
That
jugs
was me.
and stuff like half drunk. Yeah.
Ono's gonna grab one of the jugs of like wine, and I'm gonna sit back down and start drinking it. Just drink out of the jug
Yeah.
at this rate.
And I will say, with your keys, you guys go to your rooms to drop your things off, do whatever you want to do. And as you guys start to
I
pack your
would-
things away, yeah,
I would wanna finish with the artifact again when
Yeah.
I'm in the room.
yeah, not a problem. Make me an intelligence check. And as you
And
get,
I
the-
would like a roll for that. I like
Okay.
that one. Just seems a bit bad. 17.
and with a 17, click. Make a note of how many you have done successfully, please. Yeah, and you click it into place. And at that point, I will say that's where we're going to cut to a quick break. So we can go for a pee, grab a drink, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys in 5 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Goodbye, 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 bye.
Bye bye bye.
Hello. Welcome back. Tell us what drinks you got. Tell us what snacks you got. Guys, what do we got?
Some Danish
Booze.
lemonade.
Danish lemonade, water. Chips frisk, salt and vinegar style. Nice. What did you have, Tim and Lam? What do you got?
I have a local drink. Yeah,
Okay.
I can pronounce it, but I think even Jane does not know what it is.
Is
Oh,
it
it's not-
called? Is it called something with a lot of like?
Yes.
It's
Okay.
a bottle that
That we brought to TwitchCon and none of you
Oh.
liked it.
Then you tried and you were like, oh
Oh.
fuck no, and I was like
was it
chugging it like lemonade. It's called schrobbelair.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't even pronounce
See?
that. I'm not gonna try. Okay.
Go for it.
Not a problem. Well, cool. Tell us what you got in the chat. Coke and fresh fruit. Hammer, you used to be so adventurous. What happened?
Remember apple and curry days?
Yeah, I remember the crazy days of Amma. But yeah, let us know in the chat what you got. We love to see what snacks you bring to stream and D&D. Right, cool. We're gonna kick things straight back off then. Let's go round the room. We're gonna go with Tim first. Arcturus wanted to speak with Shion, I believe, before bedding down for this evening.
Yes. Well, obviously Arcturus' mood like very, very bad at this point. So heading straight to bed, but not before I just hand over the orb of eternal fire to Shion, because we have spent way too much time on the road and none of us thought about sleeping with the orb. So I think it's only right that Shion has the honors.
Thank you. I will give it back to Maeve after tonight.
Well, that's something I should have done a long time ago, but I'm sorry for that. If you don't mind, I'm off to bed.
Sure. And I sort of look at him walking down the hallway with like a poor lad.
Nice. Yeah, so you guys have your interaction. Ondros, I believe, said that he's going to stay up, have a
Yeah.
few drinks downstairs, and wait
He's-
until.
He would have stopped drinking alcohol because he knows how he gets when he starts drinking. He's gonna be sitting down. He's just gonna be drinking juice, and he's just He's just making sure no one's walking in, and he's just kind of making sure everything's good. Like no one's like getting up and just walking out. No one's like leaving at weird times. Andros is just kind of making sure everyone's good. So he's gonna stay downstairs.
Percival will have small talk with you.
Okay.
Where every now and then he'll come over, like refill a drink or something along those lines, and he'll literally just be like, "So did you see the Crimson Dance on your way in?
It's the Crimson Dance.
The butterflies."
Oh yeah. We saw those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's carry on where we left off. Tim, do you know what I last said? Did you catch at all what I was saying?
No.
Because I don't know where I cut off. So okay, so basically the bartender comes over to Ondros because Ondros is spending the evening down in the bar to converse with to make sure that no shady characters come in, that sort of thing. And during which some small talk is had, the bartender does ask Ondros about the Crimson Dance, and then tells Ondros to, be wary of the road, because there are some sightings of those unbound fellers not too far from here.
I've heard some info about them. What's up with that? Like, what's the
Well, they're these have you ever heard of lycanthropes?
Yeah, I've heard of lycanthropes.
Yeah, it's basically a group of people that have been mutated to have this sort of gene that allows them to become a lot more feral.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, folk like that can get a little unstable, and when they do, they lash out and attack folk. Look, if you know anyone that's a lycanthrope, I have nothing against them, but there are just a few folk that are wary of them, and if you do encounter one that's a little on the wilder side, maybe just
be careful.
Yeah, try not to get bitten. That's how you turn.
Yeah, we're just traveling through. We've been tasked out by some people to do some work in different places. So we've just kind of been traveling through. And then Maeve, this is kind of Maeve's home, so we're just kind of, trying to find out a bit more about Maeve and a bit of history about her. Tell me, what do you know anything about? So we've been hearing names like the Council of Echoes and the Golden Order. Like, what are those groups really about? Like, what's?
Well, the Golden Order were put in charge of all things military-like. They're like the peacekeepers and the lore makers, not makers, but like they're the ones that abide by the lore to make sure that others don't cross boundaries, like thievery, that sort of thing. So
So are they like part of them? Are they above them? Like, so
the Council of Echoes are in charge.
And then they're right under them, the Golden Order?
They are. They were it was a military town, you see, and because it was the next largest town in Elanaster, years and years, I'm talking hundreds of years ago, it eventually did become the capital. And when it did, they do have some sway in the goings-on of Elanaster as a whole.
Right, okay.
They have input. They speak with the Echoes quite often.
The Echoes, okay.
But for an outsider's perspective, just so you're aware, the Echoes, there are 4 of them, and each one represents a different season.
Yeah.
And based on the season of the year, depends on which one's in charge.
Huh. That's interesting. Like, is there a reason why they're picked for each season, or is it just kind of by?
So due to the way that the seasons affect the way that we live in Elanaster, because the summer's being so hot, there are just different conditions that need to be met during those times of the year, and these particular Echoes are in charge of that season to make sure that the parameters and the guidelines are met during those seasons. But then you have the Archdruid as well,
who is, if there's ever a disagreement between the echoes and they can't find a middle ground, the Archdruid steps in and he has like the final vote of what happens.
Who are these Council of Echoes?
Oh well, yeah, I've got some names for you. Just gotta re-jog the old knowledge.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. I get how that is.
Let me just grab my notes real quick. You have Houndeer Widow Reeve.
Houndeer, what is that last name?
Widow Reeve.
Widow Reeve.
Widow Reeve.
Widow Reeve.
Yeah, he's the sorry, they are the Echo of Winter. You then have Langley Featherbrook.
Langley.
Yeah, Featherbrook is the Echo of Summer. He's the current one in charge. You also have Yashella Sunsgale. That's the one. Definitely didn't forget that one for a second. Yeah, you got Yashel Sunsgale. She is in charge of Spring. And then you have Yondil Weavecarver. And he's in charge of Autumn.
Yondil, what's that last name?
Weavecarver.
Weavecarver.
And then the Archdruid, who's like the main Echo, one would say, is Ismal Everbrook.
Ismal Everbrook.
Yeah, Elven fella. I believe they go by Eladrin. They're an elf of the seasons. They change their appearance and their manner based on the season that is currently in.
Is that just something like some magic thing, or is that?
I believe they're heavily tied with the Feywild.
How, the Feywild?
Yes, I believe they came from there. Years and years ago. They're hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Do they? Okay. All right, that's okay. Cool. Wow. Okay, it's quite a bit of information. I didn't know anything about these people.
Well, yeah, you can find them in the Elder Tree of Echoes. You can't.
The Elder Tree of Echoes.
It's the biggest tree in the city. Yeah, I believe it's on the eastern side of the city itself.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it that I know. There's so many things in Sasha. It's blossomed over the years. There's all sorts to adventuring guilds to herbologies, wizard towers, you name it, they've got it there. Oh, and if you're looking for a good time while you're there, maybe don't tell everyone I told you this, but the maple canopies can be some good fun. My son's been there a few times.
Okay. Yeah. No, a lot more information than I had. I appreciate that.
Worries.
And we're just, delivering some papers to the Council of Echoes. We
Right.
come from Arkundale. Yeah, we're.
Sorry, is this some like official business?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I won't pry because
Yeah.
it's not my place to say. But look, I'm glad that you've managed to help guide young Maeve back to her home, and I hope she gets to meet up with her parents at some point.
Do you know where her mom went, or parents?
I want to say, last I recall, 11, 12 years ago, they got up and left.
You don't know which way they went?
Sold the house, left Stillwater.
Right, and they never kept up with anybody. Do you have any friends in the city or the town that might know?
They have plenty of friends in the village, but I'm afraid I can't answer that. I was a close friend of theirs for some years. I actually purchased the house from them, and then sold it on to another family that came in much later. I realized they were in a bind, and I had some extra money to boot, so I give them the money that was necessary for them to do what they needed to do.
Right. Okay. Interesting. All right.
Well, if
cool.
you do manage to come across them, and would you please send my regards? It's been a while since I've seen them.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll definitely share that. Mr. Percival McIntosh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I'll pass the information we find them.
Cheers. And he goes
Thank
back
you.
to doing his duties. We will cut from you, and we will go to who's next on the overlay. It is Maeve. Maeve, are you doing anything in particular?
Maeve obviously would have had socks out at this point as well. But she's gonna try to get a shard, maybe, like chip away a shard of the blue elemental stone that she has.
Okay. What are you using to do this?
She has a scimitar.
She does.
And she does have a scimitar, and I think she would just try and
Just tapping it.
tapping it. Alternatively, if that doesn't work, maybe ice knife, but rather than throwing it, like holding it.
Okay, I'll let you choose then. Can you make me a flat wisdom check, or can you make me an athletics check?
I can. Can I guidance?
Sure, and the wisdom check will be with your proficiency modifier, so whatever it is, add, I think it's +3.
Wisdom. Okay.
Your proficiency bonus, I think, is a +3.
22 plus 3. Do I
Okay.
need to do?
Sure, roll your guidance as well, so that is
okay.
total of 25.
28.
Okay, 28. Just, casual numbers. Yeah, you spend a little bit of time. You conjure the ice knife, but the way that you conjure it is you conjure it from very close into your hand, so that it actually appears already in the stone that you have. And then with that, you apply some more pressure, and a chunk of it falls off. And then with that same ice knife, you carve around it to make it smaller. And do you try and resemble sort of like a smaller jewel like you have in
something that would fit in in my
brilliant, yeah,
circlet.
perfect. Yeah, you do so. You manage to make something that sort of size. And with the rest of the orb, you put it to one side. So many orbs. Stone, you put it to one side, and yeah, you have this tiny little this gemstone of what looks to be like swirling blue elemental magic and energy.
If I have any other shards of it that chipped off, I will keep them aside as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, not a problem. So I'll say put on your sheet that you have a chunk of elemental stone, blue elemental stone, and then I will say you have a handful of shards plus this tiny little gemstone as well.
Shards
and the ball. Because you rolled so high, you get way more. Yeah.
Okay.
You're all good. Awesome. Okay, you do that. Anything else, or is that it for the evening?
She would try and tell Sox in Sylvan all about her home, and maybe if there's a balcony or a window, just show them around, but not actually going out, and maybe spark up conversation with Shion.
Roll me a persuasion check.
A what? Sorry.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yes, please.
Okay.
No guidance, because it's just chatting. You can't roll low today, can you?
Sorry.
As you're talking to Socks, he replies in Sylvan and says his first known word, which is Maeve.
And then I imagine you and Shion start talking, because that's what it's like. Oh my god, did you hear that? And then he's like,
Yeah.
Maeve! Like, he just says it again. Like,
Shion, did you hear that?
What'd he say? I don't understand.
Name.
He
Can you-
he can talk?
Okay, well it's in Sylvan, so maybe it doesn't sound like anything to you, but he said my name.
Oh.
Sox,
Maybe
can you- Yeah.
maybe a few months' time and you will be able to. I mean, you could learn so much from this little guy.
I know, right? Maybe he can tell us all about the Feywild. Maybe he knows about the Shadowfell. I mean, okay, well he's just a baby, but you know. Sox, can you, in Sylvan, say that again?
Yes.
He said yes, Dion.
and it is
I
in
just
Sylvan,
start
yeah.
laughing, like it's like, oh my god, it's so cute. It's like a
Sox?
mother.
Sox, Maeve loves you.
Hungy.
And she'll, I don't know, give some leaves to him that she has.
Yeah, and he just starts munching on some leaves again. But yes, you get the understanding that Socks has been around people enough now that he's picked up upon a few things, and he can say a few words, very limited, but can say a few words in Sylvan. Because I know that Erhard and yourself has tried speaking to him quite a few times now. So he's slowly developing as a little baby. But yeah, that's what you do.
Okay, yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Awesome. We will cut over to Erhard. Erhard, you wanted to do your ritual to learn the spell Alarm, is that correct?
Well, I would have wanted to talk to Arcturus about the Orb of Scrying, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he let me or if he just
Have a
went
word
straight
with
to. Ah.
You're in the same room, so he
Arcturus,
returns.
you have that orb you guys been looking at people with? Like,
I'm
there's a friend of mine I want to check on.
I'm feeding Kata. You want to do it now?
Well, you just have to give it to me. I will give it to you back later or in the morning or whenever you like.
Oh, here you go. Give it back.
Thanks, Arcturus.
Now I'll just
are
put
you
my
okay?
blanket like over myself. Like I'm not gonna talk to anybody.
Yep.
And no, I'm not good.
Okay. So you have the Orb of Scrying.
Oh. Then I would like to use it and look in on my pixie friend Lowena, if I can see her. I don't really
Okay.
have any personal items, I believe, unless the pan flute would count, but yeah, I don't know.
I would say you don't have a personal item of Lowena's on you, but you do know them very well. So, what I will do is let me just check something real quick. And I will make a check for you. Give me 2 seconds. And I believe the DC is DC 15.
My spell DC?
No, it'll be the orbs DC. I believe it's 15.
Let me check. Safe DC 15, yeah.
Okay, so I will roll a dice as you think about this person, as the orb site tries to extract a name from you. And I will roll. Yeah, okay. No, it's... I have to work this out of my brain. Okay. You think of your pixie friend that you haven't seen in a very long time. And when you start to focus in on it, the clouds of mist before you
start to grow darker, as if it's like a storm that you're looking at. And it remains for the entirety of the spell casting. It's as if your connection didn't go through. Either they prevented it themselves, or they are not on this plane of existence, or they are no longer with us.
Okay.
Yeah. The spell didn't seem to break the barrier of connection. But it could mean that they just were resilient to it. It could mean that they have passed away. It could mean that they have some sort of anti-detection. It could mean that they're not on this plane of existence. There's many different factors for it not connecting. But unfortunately at this time, you are unaware of what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually a bit perturbed by that. Because I was hoping I could see and maybe find out, since we've been talking about carnivals and all that, and yeah, like I hadn't had it on my mind so much, but yeah, Maeve did spark something, and yeah, now it's actually making me more worried. And I guess I will then do that and try and copy the alarm ritual into my spellbook.
Can I please have is it an Arcana check? I believe it is, right?
I think it's an Arcana check.
Yeah, I believe it is. And I believe the DC is 11?
Does it say what check I need to do?
I'm pretty sure it's Arcana. I could be wrong, but...
Spellcasting ability...
if it's spellcasting ability, then it'll be your Charisma.
Charisma... No, Intelligence for Wizard, since it's Wizard spells.
Then
right?
yeah, I believe it's Arcana then.
Okay.
Roll Arcana anyway. We can always double check.
Yeah.
You need an 11. It's not a particularly hard one.
I will do a lucky on that.
Okay, because you do get +6, so yep, not a problem.
Today.
Okay.
Oh my lord!
Anything else you can add?
I mean, I could do Tides of Chaos, but no, I don't think I will do that.
Okay. And you're getting this from a spell scroll?
A spell scroll, yeah.
The scroll burns up, and it's gone.
Yeah.
You have used the ingredients that you would need to do it.
Yeah.
And you have now lost the scroll.
So I also lose the cost, right?
You lost whatever
All
the
of it,
cost is,
yeah.
that you lose all of that, and you lose the scroll itself.
All right.
Oh, that's a rough day
Well,
for
I guess that fits in with my feelings, and I would just very much like Arcturus go to bed.
The magic boys aren't having a good day. That's all I'm saying. They both covers over. Like, god damn it. Yeah. And
Who doesn't have magic? Me.
We will then cut to Shion. Is there anything Shion wanted to do this evening?
No, I guess I'll sleep with the orb again because I
Awesome.
kind of forgot about it.
That's all good. Yeah, you guys all start to bed down for rest. As you all head into a night of sleep. Andros, you will eventually come to bed and get into bed yourself. You all start to bed down. Ahad! Can I have a wisdom saving throw, please?
I'm great at those. Yeah, great. 20. Thank you.
Okay, not a problem. You drift off to sleep. And with the thoughts of Luina in your mind, you remember a time. The time that the pair of you were separated. You remember the escape. You remember the plan. You remember the plot. You remember all of these things. But your dream takes a different turn. As you're running through the woods, terrified of what is potentially chasing you, the cackling of Mummy Fortuna and all the things in her power, you keep hearing in the back of your mind Luina's voice. And what you hear, her screaming out as she is caught and you escape. You left me to rot, and I trusted you. And you begin falling into a spiral of madness. Colors, greens, whites, reds, blues, swirling around as you plummet and hit the ground. As you do, you try to move, but your body is stiff as you feel strings attached to your limbs and your back. And as your head is jostled upwards, you see a large figure of Mummy Fortuna holding what looks to be like a puppeteering device as these strings are attached to your joints and limbs. As she pulls you up onto your feet and starts to make you dance. She starts to make you and force you to do things that you did not want to do. You start juggling. You start casting spells for amusement. And then lights appear in the sky, shining down upon you as you are now center stage in front of a crowd. Dance for me, puppet. As you begin to dance on stage, and all of the people clap, laugh, and cheer as you, the puppet of Mummy Fortuna, are forced into this slavery. This horrible experience and truly terrifying woman that you have met. The lights go out, and you just see the big grin on Mummy Fortuna's face as one of the eyes peers from beneath her hair, messy over her. I'll find you, puppet. And at that, you awake. As we go to another person who also seems to be having a dream this evening. As we cut over to Maeve. You awake in a familiar glade in the pond that Dianthus once brought you to a very long time ago. And as you awake and emerge from the pond, looking around at your surroundings, no one is in sight. Dianthus, not there. But something you do notice that twinkles in the sunlight. A small gemstone. Polished. Pure. Very similar to that you carved yourself. As you start making your way through the pond, wading through, and you see the blue grass, the purple leafed trees, and the red barks. You realize this is your interpretation of the Feywild, or at least from what you've seen. And as you step up to the all too familiar log that you usually see Dianthus sat upon, you grab the stone, and as you lift it up into the sunlight, it flies from your hands straight into the diadem upon your head. As now, you have 2 stones. Your original red and your newfound blue. It flashes for a moment, and as it does, you feel this cold energy surrounding you. And potentially a new element for your forms to take. As you look around for Dianthus, you see off into the trees her face. As she smiles, but then a tear rolls down the side of her cheek. As you try to call out or reach her, you see her shake her head, and a wall of thorns comes from the ground, blocking you and her. The wall of thorns circles the entirety of the woods that you saw her in. A few moments pass, and eventually you fall back into your sleep. And at that, you all awake from a slumber. The next day comes too, and I just need to check one thing. But you guys continue.
Oh my god. That was fucked up.
So good today. I'm gonna roll out of bed and start getting my stuff on and getting ready for the day. Whew. Oh. Good night's sleep.
No, not at all.
Huh? What was
This
that?
was not. That was not a good night.
Did you have a nightmare? Did you get scared by something?
You could say that. I don't know. I think someone was trying to find me.
Someone was trying to.
After-
Wait. Someone was trying to find you? How?
Well, you know, we talked about the carnival yesterday and all that. So I asked Arcturus for the orb of scrying, and I tried finding my friend that that saved me and that I left behind. And I
Right.
couldn't. It seemed I couldn't get through. And I feel like someone was then trying to find me, knowing that I tried. And
Okay.
I don't know if it was a spell or if it was just my memories driving me mad or something, and the consciousness of knowing that she's trapped in Mami Fortuna's grasp now. But yeah, I think I'm being hunted a lot more than I thought I would be.
Why is this person after you though?
Well, you know, everyone in the carnival, at least most, are not there by choice. They are, you know, enslaved. They somehow bound to her by magic, and I was too. And I don't know, maybe there's still some connection that I didn't truly sever, and
Is she
she's trying to get me.
magically?
She's trying to get me back, I think.
Is she magically inclined? Like, does she have some magical capabilities that you know of?
She's a very powerful sorceress. I mean, I told you that it's a lot of magical creatures. It's powerful.
What is
creatures.
with this party and magical people being after us constantly? What is wrong with you people? Alright, come in. Listen,
I didn't choose this, you know?
I knew
This is also
I
troubling
knew
me.
we had some devil thing after us, but now we have your thing after us? What is wrong with you people?
Well,
Why
Don't
is
get on
everyone?
me.
Why is
You're-
everyone shouting? It's so
Oh,
early.
my bad,
I'm sorry, Gloin.
It's sorry.
Yeah, Andros, why are you shouting?
I was just, look, I can't wrap my head around this, okay? Not getting on me about what I'm doing when y'all literally have people after us constantly.
What do you mean after us?
Don't you have the
Apparently,
whole
Earhart
continent
had a
after you?
dream about some person after him. I have no one after me. I am perfectly fine. I have no vendetta against it. Well, if we were in Fortis, a whole different story, but we're not, so I'm
That's what
good.
I'm saying.
We're not in Fortis, I'm fine.
Well, technically, we have to go to Malakash and not like the other way around. He's not coming for us, so I think we're good.
Not yet. You don't know. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't mean for the husbandry, leader to kind of want me arrested and stuff.
Who wants you?
Well, you know,
He told us,
one of
Andros.
the lords of
What is
Karat.
wrong with you people? Is me and Maeve the only two people in this group that has no one after them right now? Maybe Eliash is good too on this list.
That depends on was maybe the Golden Order is after Maeve and we just don't know it yet.
That's a good. That could really be really well the good point right there.
That makes you like the
Oh, what
only
is
one
wrong
who is
with this
not being
group?
hunted for now because they probably don't know you're on this continent. But if if your kin know you betrayed them by leaving the
They
continent,
think I'm dead, so we're good. As long as you don't find out I'm alive, we're good. Like for all I know, they think I'm gone. I mean, they haven't tried to went after me for years. Like this is like almost 8 years, like somewhere in that pretty long timeline now. There's no way they're still alive. There's no way they even think I'm alive.
you
at this
know by just talking for it, you just jinxed it. You will have your dream.
Listen,
This is way too complicated. We talk about a circus, you get a dream about a circus. Andros, you talked about your family, you get a dream about your family. That's gonna be it.
I'm not gonna get no dream. Listen, I haven't had a dream since the second night I've been with y'all people, okay? I'm good. I am perfectly fine with dreams. I sleep, well, okay. I sleep okay, I still have some issues sleeping, but I'm good. I feel I've gotten
Besides the
used
voices
to
in your head, but Arcturus,
Okay,
you
yeah,
wanted to
bring it
know
up.
why he's shouting, like, and I just tell him that what I just told Andros, like, I'm not gonna repeat all that now. But yeah, you gave me the orb of scrying, and I scryed, and it kind of failed, or was shielded, or something like that, and then something backlashed, I think.
That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah,
It
that
is.
doesn't sound great.
It sounds scary as shit.
And y'all thought I was bad, huh? All I gotta say is
Shit.
I'm looking to be like the most perfectly fine person right now in this group,
Yeah.
which isn't often. I will say.
I would just like to point out that out of all of us here, you're the only one that goes to bed in a glove.
In a what?
In a
the
glove?
on.
With a glove on?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some cool. I'll
How are
snap
you
my
the
finger.
only-
I'll snap
no,
my.
you're the
There's a
only
reason why I
person.
have this.
No, you wear that glove to cover up your hand, you idiot.
No, because if
You
someone
can't tell
attacks
us
me
that
late at
you're the
night,
only-
all I gotta do is snap my finger. Boom! I'm armed. I'm dangerous.
Yeah,
I would
sure
like
you
to
are.
I would
Listen.
like to dare you to
Did
take
he-
off your gauntlet right now.
Just a question: did he just snap his finger, or like his?
Yeah, I would say that the dagger did spawn, but even
Yeah, it's in my hand.
Okay.
I'm like twirling it at this point. I'm like messing around with it.
Oh, so Andros, it's a spell. Good to know. And I'll
It's not
just
a spell. It's
and I'll
not
just
a spell.
I'll just stand up and I'm putting on my clothes. I don't know about you guys, but I think Goloin is the most normal of us all, and I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's-
have breakfast.
No doubt. There's no doubt
Yeah,
about that.
I will.
And that woman that Maeve knows said we got to be there by 9, and I'm not missing it, especially if it's going to be a good one.
I'm gonna
How do you-
hand the
what
orb
is
of
this
scrying to Arcturus and just be like, I'm sorry I got us into shit. Like, she said she wants her puppet back, and I think I'm the puppet.
We killed a freaking sea serpent. we can handle a little
Magic?
magical lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, don't underestimate her. She evil as fuck.
And we've dealt with plenty of evil people.
That
we,
was
we
evil as
listen,
fuck.
Okay, if she
We-
catches Andros, we leave him, please.
Why would you want to
No.
leave me with her?
You said she's not that scary, so deal with her.
I'm just
fine.
saying we can deal with her. Listen, Erhard.
I
And I
can't.
mean this with seriousness. Okay, this is a seriousness, right? I get it. Maybe back in that time she was scary, but you have a group of people who are gonna protect you and help you, right? We're not gonna let her just take you. She's gonna have to fight us to do that. All right? Yes, at times we do. Some people have some wordage towards you. At times, but for the most part, we, even when we say those words, we at least care, okay? So don't feel like you're gonna get taken. You're not gonna get taken, okay?
Well, and on top of all that, I'm very, 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 very worried about my friend because she might be dead, but she might also just be trapped and even worse off than I am. So, yeah.
Well, Erhard, if you worry too much, and if you want to know what's happening to your friend, you should start asking around for that circus and not wait till the circus finds you.
Weren't you raised in this area? Like, don't you have ties to Elenaster as well?
I was raised in the Feywild.
Okay,
And
and
then I
isn't
Found the
Elenaster,
circus.
Feywild, aren't they somewhat intermingled?
Wait, were you born there?
No, I was born here. I'm human. I have human parents, but I got separated somehow.
Do you know where you're from?
I don't know. I only have my book, and I show 'em my book, and
Well, who did that belong to?
my parents. I believe they were wizard. I mean, it's
Wait,
all
look,
wizard spell.
if we're in Elanaster, why aren't we asking about this?
Hmm?
You know your parents' names?
Mom and dad.
Oh
Simon?
no! Oh, do you have their last
You
name?
know their last name, Videstaff,
Yeah.
right?
Whitestaff. Why don't you ask around about the name?
Well, I hope it's my name.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I was young, and I was in a forest where I grew up with fey creatures.
So
Okay.
whose is the book?
What do you mean? Who's the book? It's my parents' book.
Is there a
had it
name
with
inside
me.
the book?
Yeah, so I mean, is there a name on it?
Like, who
does
it
say
belongs
whose
to?
it
Like,
is?
if you ever find
And
this
I
book.
leaf through the book and check.
Yeah, and you see the name Videstaff on the book.
Well, I guess it's my name.
Crazy
Maybe that's
discovery.
how my mentor knew what to name me. I didn't know.
I would assume so, Erhard. We,
Sorry.
as we're here finding out things about Maeve, maybe it would behoove of you. I'm using big words now. To
I
find
didn't
some
understand
information,
that word, but it's okay.
to ask some
Don't say
questions.
too many, you might get a headache.
That word was too big for me. But you show, I
I
guess.
still have a
we-
dagger in my hands,
we'll
by the
start
way. Just want to
asking
let this be
around.
known. I still have a dagger. I am armed and dangerous. Okay.
So am I, as I put some prestigation over my hand.
I'm gonna make sure the girls are up.
Well,
Let's have
yeah.
some breakfast.
One
so-
goes
Well,
out.
Oh, Curtis, you should go make sure Eliash is awake and ready.
Well, when you guys are done playing with your toys, we'll meet you downstairs and no, Andros, and I just walk away.
Yeah. And we will cut to Maeve and Shion as you two wake up in the morning.
Do we hear any of the ruckus going on in the room?
You're gonna hear. That's all you can hear. Just muffled, you could hear it's Andros, I would say.
I think I wake up and then immediately just put my head in my pillow like that, oh, it starts already.
Maeve wakes up as well, probably just hearing this sound, and she's like, "Oh God, I'm cold," and then looks over at her circlets, the first thing to check before even saying good morning to Shion, just to see if anything changed.
Yeah, the stone that you carved last night is now embedded into the circlet and looks like a polished gemstone.
Okay.
And yeah, I would say as part of this, you can now choose which one is active.
Okay. I'll ask after stream how that works. Exactly,
No worries,
but
absolutely
yeah.
fine. Yeah, you shouldn't need it for now anyway.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay. That on. Oh my god, that is Andros, isn't it?
I don't know what happened there, but I'm kind of reluctant to go downstairs now. How are you? Did you have a good sleep?
Yeah, I had a good sleep. I think my little experiment worked with taking a shard off that blue stone yesterday. I had a similar dream again as to when I got the firestone. And look, and I'll show her the circlet.
Very fat. I mean, she likes gems. She's like, very nice.
But I mean, I kept some of the shards to give to Arcturus because I felt bad because, you know, Ogrognak stole some of the other ones. I'm not sure what he's going to do with it, but I still got another chunk left of it if you want it. Like, I don't see the point of keeping it for anything else.
I wouldn't know what to do with it, darling, but maybe in due time. Maybe you can find another use for it.
Yeah, maybe. But it made me feel really cold. So I think it has maybe something to do with that. Like water or cold or ice.
Ice?
But the
Are you-
Anthus,
Are you now capable of freezing everything inside?
I mean, I don't know. If it's anything like the fire thing, I would just turn into like a polar bear instead of a fire bear, I guess.
I kind of want to see that, but at the same time, I'd rather don't because it means we're in danger again.
Yeah, it's not that often that I turn into a elemental animal just for the fun. But the Antis was there too in my dream. You know, the lady from the Fae. But she seemed trapped. I just saw her from a distance in the forest, and she smiled, and I tried to reach out, but she, like a wall of thorns came out of nowhere, and I don't know if it's because it's a dream or if it's a sign. If she has any affinity with the Shadowfell, I can imagine she's maybe busy with that, if that has any connection.
So how do you expect to find out?
I don't know. I still haven't figured out how to even contact her. I only really see her in my dreams or when she chooses to show up.
It all baffles me. All these supernatural things. I learned magic back in the day, but most of my problems are a lot more worldly than all of yours.
Look, Shion, if I had to deal with any of the problems you deal with, there would be more problems after that because I wouldn't understand what is going on. So hats off to you.
We're all having problems, dear, and I think Ondros has the most of them right now.
Yeah. Yeah, probably with his hand and the voices and the Katha and yeah.
And who knows what happened last night because they're shouting.
Every day though.
It's still going on.
You know that Grind with that little trick of silencing people is great. We should learn that.
Grind also knows what it's like to be a polar bear.
Right. Maybe I should ask him about it. We could be polar bears together.
And at this, you hear the conversation seems to die down a bit, and then you hear a couple of footsteps and then a knock at your door.
Come in.
It's just me.
Oh, come on in, Galoin.
I don't mean to interrupt, but Maeve did say we had a breakfast, and I'd hate to be late.
Maeve looks at the sunlight to see the time.
Yeah, it's like 8 p.m. You've got like an hour.
PM.
A.m.
Understandable. Galoin, darling, what's going on in there?
Oh, well, Ahad had a dream. He tried using the orb. Andros is telling everyone that he's like the most normal out of all of us. Arcturus is, Arcturus. I just decided I could do without the headache, to be honest. It keeps. I just keep saying stuff like, "I'm armed and dangerous," and I don't really understand if he's threatening us or if he's just trying to make us shut up so he can make a point. So I just thought, well, I'll leave and not be in a dangerous position. But anyway, yeah, everyone's up. I'm gonna go get Grint and that. Morning.
He then walks off, shuts the door. Yeah. And then you hear him knock at the next door.
Okay. Well, would you want to go for a walk, Shion, maybe? Show you around
Yeah.
town before we... Well, maybe you should tell the guys where to go. Anyway, they don't know where the house is.
I'm absolutely fine with that. I would love to, see where you grew up for a little bit.
Okay. Let me just catch up with Galoin in the hallway to let him know where the house is. Just in case if we're going... so we don't miss each other.
Sounds good.
Maybe we'll just go after Galoin quickly.
Yeah, and as you step out and you look down the balcony view just a little bit, you just see Galoin just like stroking Samuel's side of his head, giving him like scrutches behind the ear, and Grint's just like, yeah, I'll be out in a minute. And then the door shuts and he's outside with Samuel and he's like,
Oh, you ready already, Maeve? Wow, you're as eager as I am.
Oh, well, Shion and I are for a walk to show her around town. And, well, unless you want to come with, I was going to let you know where the house is where we have to be out at 9 a.m., but you're also free to come with us.
I did just offer to walk Samuel for Grint, so I guess I could tag along, unless you don't want me to.
No, you're more than welcome to. I'll then tell Arcturus where the house is, or someone.
Okay.
I'll just tell everyone.
Yeah, I'll tell Eliash to speak to Erhard.
Okay,
and he
Right.
goes over to Eliash's door.
right. And
And
I'll
I'll say, for the sake
I
of
just want to
brevity,
come out now.
yeah, for the sake of brevity, you all come downstairs into the main lounge. You inform Arcturus and everyone where to go, and yeah, you guys can have a little chat if you wish before heading out.
Well, coincidentally, if Eliash tells me where we're gonna go and stuff, I would kind of like say to her, I haven't really talked much to you.
Yes.
I keep having bad dreams about my past, kind of, and are you familiar with the Carnival of Mami Fortuna?
I'll make a roll for her. Vaguely.
Well, long story short, let's say, was part of her troupe, but not
Right.
really willingly. Most people that are there aren't there willingly. She's a very powerful sorceress, and yeah, I was trying to find a friend I left behind with the orb that we found in the tower, and
Yes.
it didn't work. And I think I
And
might
she-
have been.
Puts a hand straight on your shoulder, realizing what you're about to say to her. Doesn't mean they're not here. It doesn't mean they're not with us. If one simply tries to scry on another without informing them beforehand, they will naturally try to resist it. It could mean that her willpower is stronger than maybe what you would expect, or it could be that there are protective magics against her or the location that she is in.
Well,
Don't give up hope.
I fear I alerted Mami Fortuna though by doing that to my, I don't know, still being around?
I'll be honest. I do not know of magics myself that would identify somebody else if scrying happened on someone other than them.
Okay.
That is just from my own personal experience. Now, if she is a mighty sorcerer, then of course, she may have such magics.
Well, maybe it was just a bad coincidence, but the thing is, she, I don't know. I think she might have tried to find me last night, and I was then, yeah, having, I don't know, some kind of
Could you explain
nightmare
to me what
vision.
happened?
I don't know. I saw my friend. I saw my friend being tortured, but then I saw myself. I don't know if even myself or through the eyes of my friends, but she had like strings attached to me like a puppet and made me do stuff I didn't want to do, and then she was saying she wanted to get me back, her little puppet. So
You see her ponder this for a moment, and I'm going to make another check for her. That's much better. You say you got this in your sleep?
yeah, I have these strange visions
There-
sometimes.
There is an illusion spell by the name of Dream
Okay.
that if a individual is asleep and the spell is cast during their sleeping, they can warp and manipulate one's dream, and all they need is a target. No range, nothing else. They just need to know who the person is. You might be right. Trying to reach out to someone if they are close to her, and she is as powerful as you say she is. Maybe she caught wind of the magic you tried to cast. If so, she knows you're looking. Dream will not identify where you are. However, you look like you got a good night's rest, and the after effects of Dream, if successful, prevent one from receiving the results of a good rest. It also will inflict psychic issues with you. You would be more fatigued. You would be exhausted. So, I would say you're very lucky. But if she knows that you're looking for her, who's to say she won't try it again this evening?
Is there ways of protecting?
There are
Myself?
magics to protect yourself, yes.
Okay.
Let me have a little think. I'll take some of today to try to see if I can flip through my spellbook to see if I have anything that might be of aid. But I would be very careful. If she has caught wind of your scent or caught wind that you are trying to track her or find the location of your friend, you may have just awoken her to continue this. I'm sorry to be a bearer of bad news,
Yeah,
but at
it's-
least I've tried to shine some light onto the situation.
Yeah, like it's definitely better.
It's
to
not
have some
good.
clarity.
But just be aware that from now on, does she have anything personal to you?
I mean, a very close friend that came with me from the
Any
Feywild.
items? Did she ever take a piece of your hair?
She might have when I first joined. I'm not aware, but you know, I was there for a long while and I didn't
If she
necessarily
has,
protect myself.
if she has an item of your belongings and she is as powerful as you say she is, she might try to find your location next. Just be very careful. If she's capable of this dream spell, then she's more than capable of scrying.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to talk
I'll-
to my friends.
I'll try my best to find a way to prevent it. Leave it with me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for telling me. And she steps to the side and gets out this massive tome, which she then starts flipping through, trying to take a little look.
Cool.
And yeah, I will say at this point, the girls Galoin and the dog have gone out for a little walk, and the rest of you guys and Grint are just kind of stood in the lounge. Did you want to say something?
I'm like, throughout this whole time, I'm sitting here like next to Arcturus, like, hey, look, if you just like get her something, like, you know, maybe something like, I don't know, like maybe a rose of flowers or something. Maybe take her out for a nice walk in the nice, you know, night sky or something. She might be into that, you know?
A rose of flowers.
Yeah, or no, better yet,
A
better yet,
walk
ask
in
to
the
study with
night
her.
sky with the moon
Study.
out.
Arcturus, best idea, right? This is like a lot. This is like this should be like the wizarding like thing, you know? Like that must be like a wizarding like turn on, you know? If you all just study together, like study magic together, that must be her like kryptonite turn on, you know? She must be super into that.
I would say the moonlight walk one might be to some sort of satisfaction.
There we go. Thank you.
But then if it was me, I would also be, you know, heavily intoxicated.
True. Maybe you should get some drinks. Then y'all can come back to a study group, you know? You gotta study some magic.
I've got a bottle of brandy if you need it.
There we go.
What do you
See,
mean with
Arcturus,
a study group?
You know what we mean by a study group, Arcturus. You're older than I am. Come on now. You're ancient in this world, okay? Second of all, I could help. I could go invisible. I could make sure things are going smoothly. If anything goes wrong, I could maybe, you know, cause some things to happen.
Yeah,
you know?
because she was-
Maybe I can set a building on fire and you could save the people from the building and boom, she'll be super into you're a hero now.
We're not gonna destroy
It was a
Maeve's
joke.
village
It was
on
like
purpose.
It's a work in progress idea, okay? We can plan
Do
this out as we
Do
go.
you think he would take a bottle of wine flowing to her, knowing
Yeah.
that a certain Loxodon rogue can turn invisible?
She wouldn't know it's me,
Of
though.
course she would not know. No, who would have guessed?
Yeah, listen, I'm a stealthy son of a bitch. All right, I am a stealthy person. I can hide.
If you need a ladder at any point during this as well, I've got a couple of patches.
Exactly. See, Arcturus, we could help you, bro. You could be in the inn, you know. Listen.
Andros, I think you helped enough yesterday.
I helped enough yesterday.
You
I
made,
think this is the start. This is the start
you
of
made
something
me walk
good.
up to her, and she was clearly not in the
Listen,
mood
no,
for
no, no,
it.
no, no. I told you to walk to her room with her. That was a little weird to me. I think that was the worst step in the right direction. I mean, the wrong direction. It could potentially be right. What I think you should have done is walked up like, hey, I know we had a bad foot today. Hope I will do better. You know what I mean? Like admit your fault, and then be like, I hope you have a great night, and hopefully we can
Admit
start off
my
better tomorrow,
fault.
next day.
Admit my fault. I was not the one who spoke up too soon, and I was also not the one who
Listen,
lied to the council.
As we get into the bickerings of Arcturus and Andros, reliving the moments of whose fault's what, we cut over to Maeve, Shion, Galoin, and the dog as you guys take a little stroll around the town. What are you guys doing? Are you just showing her the sights, or is there anywhere in particular that you're taking her?
The town isn't that big,
I can take you over.
so
Sorry.
I don't know how long it would take to get from one place to another necessarily, but I would
Oh.
definitely.
Yeah, you can walk around. It will take like half an hour to see everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's not massive. There's a couple of shops that you know of that are around here, just like general stores, a blacksmith's, and then obviously you got the Willowtop Manor. But predominantly, it's just like loads of houses built into the sides of trees, a couple that are on the ground, and that sort of thing. But
Yeah, I would take them in whichever order makes most sense. Probably past Maeve's school,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
and Maeve's old house, and then from her old house, I think she can show point over to Callum's house anyway, because it's just across the river.
Yeah.
And yeah, any other specific memories that might come up along the walk, maybe stuff like that, just to sort of paint a picture of this is like what it was like living here as a kid.
Yeah, and that's what you do. You begin to walk around the village, and just moments in, you get to the bridge where you and Callum used to build little like twig rafts, put them in the river, and then run to the edge of the waterfall to see them flow down into the lake. You get floods of memories of some of the trees that were a little bit smaller than the others, which are now much bigger because so many years have passed, and you see the age of these trees that you used to climb as a kid, and like there's other areas where there are trees where the branches used to be in such an array that you could climb them and get onto the roof of someone's house, and you and Kellum used to sit up there, and then whenever the person who owned the house went outside, you'd try and hide but get caught, told to like clear off and that sort of thing. And yeah, you encounter many different memories of your childhood, of you messing around and some people that you used to know. You go to the blacksmiths and it's different to how you used to remember it. It's different people that seem to own it, or maybe it's someone's son that's now taken over the business. Like a lot of the people you remember were either kids who are now fully grown adults and don't look very similar to how they used to, or they were adults that are probably now much older, maybe retired, like elderly. But yeah, there's a mixture. You do spot a few familiar faces, but it wasn't people that you were particularly close to. But
When
yeah,
we,
you go through.
When we get to Maeve's house, I would just turn to Shion and Galoin and will tell them like, "This is my old house. This is where I grew up, but not where my parents live anymore." And I will tell a few stories about like what it was like living there. But Shion and now also Galoin, there's actually this walk was really nice, but there's also a reason that I thought you guys could maybe help me with. I want to try and talk to this tree, and I point to the tree nearest to the house, like probably in the front garden or something. But other people live here, and I don't want it to be weird, so maybe you can help me, alert me if someone comes over, or distract them.
Oh well, I can stand watch for sure, but maybe. I'm sorry to say, but you might have asked the wrong people. I mean, I can't make you invisible.
Oh, well, no, it's fine. I don't think it'll look that weird if I kneel down next to a tree. It's just maybe weird that it's in someone's garden.
Wait, no, I have a great idea.
What?
Oh no, Samuel's ran into someone's back garden.
Oh no, Samuel, come back!
Go in there.
No, bad dog, bad dog.
Samuel, go there.
And Samuel's just like stood staring, and he's like, like tries pulling him in the direction, and Samuel slowly starts walking into the garden. He's like,
What are we going to do? Maeve, only you can get Samuel back.
Don't worry, I will get the dog. I've got it under control. Come back, Samuel.
he nudges you, Shion. He's like,
Act distraught.
Oh no, our poor dog. What will happen to?
yeah, and that boat just stood there now, just like, ah! Yeah, and you walk into this garden.
Yeah, and the closest tree to the house, I would like to cast Speak with Plants on this tree as I hold on to Samuel, kind of.
Okay. Sure, you cast Speak with Plants. Can you throw the spell up for me so I can take a look at this?
I sure can. And grows. There you go.
Okay, sure. You cast Speak with Plants as you touch the bark of the tree. What do you say?
Now hold on to a tree and I'm like, hello, lovely tree. Do you remember me?
Hey. You seem familiar.
I used to swing off the swing right here when I was little, many years ago.
Yeah.
You know, the people that lived here before with me. Did you ever overhear a conversation of where they may have went?
Nope.
Nothing?
No.
Okay. Well, that was not very helpful, but I do appreciate the many years I got to swing of your trunk.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Glad to see you.
You take care.
Swing by anytime.
Maeve is awkwardly gonna take Samuel back out front.
Hey, I just want to talk to a tree in someone's back garden. Okay.
Swing by. That was the worst pun ever.
I was trying to think of something. I really struggled. Okay.
I thought it was really smart. It was like, oh my god, makes sense.
Yeah, if they had conversations outside of the garden in front of the tree, maybe.
You never know.
It's true. You're not wrong. But yes, unfortunately, the tree is not aware of a conversation that may have happened 15 years ago.
No. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay, hi guys. He didn't know nothing.
But you've left Samuel in the garden.
And I look at like the leash, but there's no dog attached. I swear I was pulling him.
Good enough?
Did he pee already?
Oh no.
He didn't
Oh.
pee against your new friend now.
I don't know.
And you look, and as you look back, we just see Samuel cocking a leg, and as he does, we cut back to the others.
Listen, I'm telling you, Arcturus, this will work. This 100% foolproof plan. I get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I might have messed up in the past. You know, I might have tried to almost say some things crazy. But right now, I'm telling you, we have to get you back.
Yes,
Listen, you
I-
can't take one strike and quit.
I think you're right. I'll bring the ladders.
Yeah.
Andros is going to go invisible and carry the wine.
Exactly.
I think we should get Erhard to play some romantic music.
No, nope,
Moonlight-
no, no.
Moonlight
I
Glade
think that's
by
stretching
the
it. That's
river.
stretching it.
And then I think what we do is we will all drift off into the distance while
No.
you and Eliash.
Better idea. Why don't we have Maeve turn into a cat and put the cat in a tree? And Arcturus has to save the cat from the tree. Boom! It's no one in danger. Just Maeve is a cat in a tree.
That is positively the worst idea I think I've ever
Oh,
heard.
come on.
How could
See
you
cats from trees all the
even
time.
think of that?
I'm just trying to spitball here. We're trying to help you out. Listen, Arcturus,
Hey.
you're
Erhard
taking one
will
strike.
walk past that
Yeah.
conversation.
Hey,
and
Erhard,
just like,
what do you think?
I'm being hunted and I'm going out.
What?
What?
Wait, what?
What do you mean? This is the first I've heard of this.
Yeah, it's a
You
whole
talk about
story.
those little robot men again? Because if they come, I'll swing them.
We'll tell you on the
No,
way
it's,
to what's the person's
It's
name?
you know I before I met these guys I was like kind of with some bad people and I didn't know because I was naive and I still am. But yeah, the lady in charge is very powerful and sorceress, and she's trying to
Is
find
that-
me.
Is that those circus people you've mentioned?
Yes, the Mummy Fortuna's carnival.
Well, isn't there like a carnival or something in town?
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna try swing by, I guess, after breakfast.
I don't know if it's a carnival's related to one another. Is that a thing?
Well, we are aware of each other, and you know, sometimes you hear things.
Maybe they know where they are.
Yeah.
That's good because now then we can like stay far away from them.
I spoke to
yeah.
Eliash about my dream and about, you know, and she said I might just be right that I'm targeted, and the dream I had might have been a very bad spell, and I got lucky that I'm not in a bad strait right now.
Wait, Eliash said this.
Yes.
Oh shit.
See, we don't
Hey,
even have time to get
magic-
us together,
magic
guys. You have to
is,
save
you know,
Erd.
Magic is kind of faulty. You know, I mean, who knows? Maybe it was just you having a bad dream. I mean,
You want to tell that to Eliash because she literally just told me.
listen,
there is a
I'm not
spell.
saying Elias is wrong, but I'm saying that, you know, magic is a weird thing,
Have
and a
walk
lot
out
of things
and,
could be
just,
wrong.
Like ignore the magic talk from the magic user who is not. And
Maybe. Yeah, and as you walk out, Grid just says, maybe we should keep an eye on him. And Arcturus, maybe the date right now probably isn't a good time.
Yeah, postpone.
Uh,
Also, why is he walking
fine.
by himself if he knows he's getting targeted
Yeah.
by people?
I'll follow.
And
him
they
to
call
this.
me dumb, and I'm gonna
Grid-
fall after.
Grid walks out
Yeah.
as well. Oh, Arcturus, don't stay alone. I'd suggest
Yeah,
coming
stick
or
with
staying
us.
I'll
stick with
just like.
Eliash.
Oh yeah, come with Elias.
Yes, study day. Yeah. Well, at
Yeah.
first I'm like, oh, my. But I'm standing up and I'm like, not walking fast, but like stopping right behind them.
I'll holler for Elias because if I remember correctly, Elias is the only person who knows where this house is, right? Because
No.
Grint told,
he told
or not
me.
Grint,
No. Maeve told Arcturus.
Arcturus.
Arcturus was to tell Eliash, which
Is
I'm,
it,
I've, for the sake of brevity, has been done.
Everyone
It's-
knows.
Everyone knows.
I
where to
thought
go.
she
Okay.
told Galoy, and
Yes,
Galoy
no,
told
Galoy.
Eliash, and Eliash told me.
It's just a weird. We'll just call Elias to come follow if Elias wants, and then we'll
Yes.
head over to that.
You
house.
all arrive at the house,
Yeah.
as well as Maeve with Samuel. Whether they stopped the dog peeing on the tree or not, we'll never know. But you all arrive at the house, and as you do, you can smell the cooked. You can smell a plethora of different scents coming from this house. All the windows are open. You can smell meats. You can smell all sorts of different things. And you can see someone very busy inside, running around making sure everything's cooked. And then, as you all arrive, Maeve, do you knock on the door?
Just before entering, Maeve will just look at the group and say, "Don't make it weird, okay? Like, don't interrogate her about Callum. Like, I don't think she knows anything. Just saying."
It's okay. We are here as guests. We follow your lead.
But she's lovely. But yeah, no, I just we're sometimes a little intense. That's all. Yeah, I'll knock on the door.
Yeah, and as you do, seconds later the door swings open. Oh, I'm so glad that you've came, Maeve. Oh my lord, there are quite a few of you. By all means, yes, come in. I am, Callum's mother, Maeve's best friend growing up. I've cooked quite a lot. I didn't know how many people were coming, and I didn't know what you all liked, so I just cooked everything I possibly could. So we have dinners, lunches, breakfasts, porridges, stews, fresh fruit, breads, whatever you want. It's yours. Come in.
Thank you so much. Introduce everyone as well, I guess.
Hello. As you all go in one by one.
Erhard
oh
just
my.
absent-mindedly kind of waves
Yeah.
and yeah.
And as you all go in, you realize that the table is definitely not big enough for your party. As she starts like turning a few chairs from like the living room so that you can kind of sitting. Please, all take a seat. Help yourself. It's more of a buffet than an actual breakfast because I didn't know what you wanted. I'm just really glad that you. I'm glad that you came. I was worried that you might not. And I probably should have spoke to you before I did this, but I got very excited. And I sent a letter to Callum informing him that you had arrived home. Hopefully he'll get it by tomorrow.
Oh, what? Okay, have you invited him to come back here?
No, I've wrote in the letter that you're planning to go to Seychelles, which is where he's currently based. So I thought it would be good that as you're arriving there, maybe you had a friend that was already there that could maybe help you out.
No, totally. I mean, I told him about Callum. We were gonna go see him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. He sounds like a great person. Great person.
Oh, he truly is. He's wonderful.
Yeah. Agreed.
Did he ever tell you about the time we went out and we were attacked by wolves?
What?
Clearly he didn't. Okay.
What? Wait, you can't have been any older than like what, 8 or 9?
No, we were young. And Callum was how much older than me? Is it like...
Oh, he's like 2 years older than you. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2 or 3.
Yeah, no, we were out. It's not far from here. It's maybe like 15 minutes out into the forest, and I guess it was getting to dusk and we're a little bit late, and yeah, no, he jumped in between myself and Wolf when they pounced, but I think, you know that electric stuff that he did?
Yes. We've had many things struck by the arcane gift that he seems to be able to weave. I've had to throw many pieces of furniture out over the years.
Yeah, he's a good kid, is Callum.
He is. He's always been one to want to protect others, and even your story there, him stepping between you and the wolf, it's always been a brave boy.
Who's that?
Well, his dad passed when he was very young. He was attacked. Have you ever heard of the Unbound?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I heard about them growing up anyway, so...
He was attacked on the road.
They are... Lycan people, right?
They
Like
are...
half...
They are monsters. They are individuals that use the powers of whatever beast has infected them to seek havoc on all things living.
And the Golden Order, they hunt them, right?
Yes,
That makes sense.
as does the Blade Singers. It's why
Right.
Callum was so intrigued in going to such a thing.
That makes sense.
I think he, as you know, he wishes to protect people. And he has taken it upon himself to be the ones that try to stop them from doing what happened to his father to anyone else.
Yeah. No, that does sound like something Callum would do. And my uncle got him that job?
Well, your uncle got him into the Golden Order, and Callum, being Callum, wouldn't settle for being at the bottom of the barrel. Sorry, he proved himself time and time again, and eventually was spotted by the Blade Singers to join their ranks. It helped that he had the knowledge of his own arcane that he could influence into his swordplay.
Right. I mean, yeah, if for at the time, what I saw, it was ridiculously strong.
Talented boy.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess it never really crossed my mind when we were kids where his father was. My uncle, what is he to the Golden Order then? Because I don't remember much about him.
Again, it's been quite some time since I've last heard from your uncle, but I believe he was a lieutenant of some sorts within their ranks. He may have rose the ranks since I last spoke to him. It's been maybe 5 or so years.
Mm-hmm.
Callum joined
Right.
when he was about 20.
Oh, okay, so he's been there for quite a while.
He has, yes.
Alright. Well, I'm looking forward to catching up with him, hopefully soon.
I'm sure he is too.
Hmm.
I'm sorry if I was hasty in writing to him, but I just got so excited that maybe you could rekindle your friendship once more.
No, yeah, no, it's fine. I was planning on catching up with him anyway once we got to Social.
But... Well, heat up. I'm sure you have a busy day ahead of you.
Yeah. Rafe just looks around a little bit to the rest of the
Yeah,
floor.
we do.
Well, if you have the time, I think there's a carnival or performance on today. I got myself a ticket. So I'll be there if you end up going.
Oh yeah, well, Erhard might even perform there. Won't you, Erhard?
Really? Are you a performer?
Yeah, I am. I'm just a bit shaken today. Not my
That's
greatest day,
okay.
but yeah.
I understand.
I still am. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, thank you all for coming. And I'm sorry if I missed anything. I really did try to buy everything in the general store. Everything.
Oh, yeah, no, thank you. And thank you for the stew as well. I know it's not breakfast food, but it's
Yes,
great.
yes.
I taste the same still. It's really nice.
Good. I don't make it as often because Callum's not here anymore, and it was his favorite.
Do you want me to pack some up and give it to him?
Oh no, it will be awful in a day.
Shit. We don't have that little device anymore, do we, guys?
Maeve, language.
Fudge.
She really picked up some bad words on her travels.
Yes, you used to be such a pleasant girl.
I'm
sorry,
sorry, we
we
might
might
be.
Partially responsible for that.
That's fine. I just remember her and Kellum would pick a word or two up from the willow top, which they were told not to go to, and
willow
then
top?
yes, the manor.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yes, and they were told not to go to there. But when they would hear these words, they would repeat them in this house, and well, I had to make sure that they didn't do it in front of her mother and father. Just a habit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they do. There's some people up there and they have a few drinks. Listen, I've heard way worse in the taverns that we've been to since.
I'm sure you have. You're no longer a child. You're a woman.
Yep. That's true.
Do you have many carnivals coming through? Yeah.
We did have one really interesting band, the Silver Strings, not so long ago. Quite eccentric.
Yep, quite
Andros?
eccentric, all right. They're great. Yeah, they're a great group. Great group.
Very
We should
good
ask for their
performers.
autographs, Andros.
Oh, we definitely should ask for.
We kind of know them. He's just being weird.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. If you are at the carnival, maybe I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Surely.
Yeah, we'll sure be there.
Definitely.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for looking after Maeve for however long you have been. And for Maeve looking after you, I'm sure.
Many times.
She looks after us.
More than you know.
And yeah, the meal comes to a conclusion. You guys end. You guys have got a couple of hours now before the carnival does start if you do want to go to it. It's entirely up to you, but just tell me what sort of direction you're going for at this point, and then we'll start to wrap up the session.
Well, I guess we should pick up some tickets
Mhm.
from the dude. I don't remember the name because Darren or something.
For sake of
Uh,
brevity, we'll say that you head back up, grab some tickets enough for all of you, head back out.
And
Is you
I
gonna
don't
head
know. I
there?
think Erhard would want to go check it out before the performance starts
Sure.
because
we'll say-
apparently I'm performing.
We'll say that you all leave the Willowtop Manor and start slowly making your way as a leisurely stroll towards the location you were indicated to before, leaving through the northern entrance towards the forest a bit more, and as you do, you start to weave your way through the pathway with the trees either side of you, and Maeve, it brings back memories of you and Kellum wandering off on the outskirts of town, and as you do, you see through the tree line a clearing of grass. And this clearing of grass, you see a large, almost carnival circus tent with white and green stripes. Outside of it, you do see a couple of people putting dragging some logs inside of it. For whatever reason. And as you start to approach it, you see a big plaque over the front of it that says Amy F. Mortem? Yeah, Mortem. Mortem's Carnival of Magical Amazement. And it says there, and there are like embellishes upon it of like stars and like sparks coming off of it. And as you all start to approach it, you do see Darian actually already there, and he is currently helping with some of the logs and taking them in. And as he sees you, he calls over one of the hands here to help him, and he says, "Ah, so I see that you came. Interesting. I wasn't sure that you seemed up to it."
Well, I
Had
had
a change of heart.
a change of heart, exactly. Do you mind if we see Amy or some of us?
She's a little busy at the moment. With preparations for the performance, as you can imagine. I would probably advise maybe coming after the performance to speak with her.
All right, I guess.
Sorry, it's just, as you can imagine, making sure that everything is in hand. This is our first performance here. We're only doing the one as well, so we will be leaving town shortly after. But, yes, she's a little busy. But if you don't mind waiting until after the performance, by all means, come in and view it, take a seat, and, yes, I guess.
Do you mind if we take a walk around, check out some stuff? I've been with a circus before, and I'm always intrigued how other people run things.
As you can imagine, we do have some creatures we're not quite ready to present yet. If you wouldn't mind, we'd rather you not seeing the entertainment before it starts.
I can understand, wouldn't want to spoil the fun.
As you can imagine, there are a couple of secrets these guys keep. I'm allowed to see them because I'm helping, but a couple of secrets they don't really want you to know just yet.
Sure.
Very well. And for the sake of brevity, you guys wait a little while. A load of people start rocking up. They start filling out the seats within. You guys walk in and begin to take your seats. You've got seats just behind the front row on the left-hand side, and the lights shine on as the lights go to the center stage. You see there are 3 stages. There are 2 smaller ones on either side and a larger one in the middle. You see 2 poles of either side of the tent that go all the way up, and then a rope that is taut all the way across the whole circus tent. You also see At the back, these two large curtains where maybe some of the entertainments come out. But as this all happens, you then see the performance begin to start as the lights flash on and all the audience goes quiet. And as this happens, you all start to see a woman, a half-elven woman in her late 20s, a very athletic build, wearing very fanciful, colorful clothing with a headpiece on. And as she steps on out with this bob cut of jet black hair and these white and blacks in her outfit, she walks on out and walks up to the center stage. And as she does, she says, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Amy Mortimum's Carnival of Magical Amazement. Let the show go underway." And as she claps her hands, I need all of you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
What? kind of trap is this?
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I will actually leave it at that.
Yay.
Let me check something real quick.
Okay.
It wasn't intelligence?
Wisdom saving
Wisdom,
throw.
okay. Because of Fidelcan Dispassion, I have advantage on all wisdom saving throws.
Okay. I do need to check one thing super quick. As a half elf, do you guys get anything resistant to charms?
I'm resistant to charm.
Are you resistant to charm?
I have advantage on saving throws against being charmed.
You have advantage on this then.
Yeah. So I'll just be a
Okay.
14
Same.
then.
Half elves the same.
Half elves are the same?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Bay ancestry.
As you watch as Shion, Andros, Maeve, and Arcturus, you watch every member of the audience's eyes glisten with a purple glow. And this includes Erhard, this includes Galoin. I'll roll for Grint in a minute, but
And Eliash? Is she here? No,
Eliash
she's
did not come.
She's not coming.
Eliash did not come. And as you all see this purple glaze cover the eyes of the audience members, you see a wickedly evil grin come over Amy's face as she turns to look towards Erhard. As the anagram for Amy F. Mortimum is Mummy Fortuna. And as this happens, we end tonight's session.
Yes! No! Yes!
Wow.
I told you not to go to this freaking circus, Erhard!
Arcturus, you called
I
it.
had to think long and bloody hard about how to make Mummy Fortuna into a real sounding name. And I finally got there with Amy F. Mortimum.
No one would have guessed that one. There's no way anyone would be like, oh, that
Oh
makes
my
sense.
god.
That sounds like Mommy
Damn it.
Fortuna.
Yep, it's an anagram of her name.
Oh, it's
So-
so good.
You guys are in Mummy Fortuna's carnival, and
And I
we
choose
will
to
find
not
out.
do
How
a
did we
saving throw
know?
on that.
How
We
did
will
we
find
fucking
out.
know?
Not next week, but the week after, because next
Oh.
week I'm unfortunately not here. So we are
Yeah.
taking a little bit of a break. Oh, and I will say one last thing before we end. Darian, as he stood in front of you all, his skin fades as you see a doppelganger stood before all of you.
I should have known that.
And that's why he didn't recognize Maeve, because he is not the real Darian.
No way!
And that is where we end tonight's session.
No
As his skin peels away, you see this grey-blue skin of a doppelganger before you all.
What the
And that's
fuck
it.
is this?
Good night, folks. Who are we raiding?
Oh What the fuck is going on?
Create a monster, and I will make it happen.
No!
We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine. We're good. It's now we have to look after this. Well, I told him I'd protect him in this session too. This mother. I'm so mad at him.
Wait, we can always decide that
We
Erwin
can
was being a
give
dick.
up,
We should
right?
give him
We
away.
can trade
We
him.
give him
Yeah.
away. If your second character ready, we give you away.
And the
Four of us
like,
yeah, well, let's go.
Grint failed.
Oh, bro. It's just us versus. Where's Elias when you need her?
We have a stone. Call Elias.
Yeah, we have a
We
stone.
do have a stone, yeah.
May
have
better
Ashrael.
get those ice creatures
Aw.
ready. We
Are we
better
still on
start
stream, by the way?
whooping this person's ass next session.
So, let us end stream. Let's raid out. And we will. Yeah, who are we raiding?
We are rating very good.
Very
Yeah,
good.
they are. They.
A real
That's
person?
spelled as very good.
Very
I don't
good.
know.
And
Very
no
good.
mac and cheese.
Good.
Very good,
For the
y'all.
people that
Very
watch
good.
Critical Role or Vox Machina, they do have a place in their title, and it's Taldori.
Oh.
I don't know what they're doing, but
Oh, there'll be.
I assume.
Yeah, there's a campaign book, the Taldori book. So it's
Okay.
probably they'll probably set their game in their world. That's very cool.
And
Right, yeah,
also,
so that's-
very important, we checked, they are English.
Yeah.
Oh, great, great. That's
Awesome.
important. That's important.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's where we're going.
Yeah, awesome. Well, brilliant. Okay, cool. Guys, thank you for being here. Let's go around the room super quick. Just tell people who you are, where they can find you. Tim, take it away, go.
Here on
Awesome.
Twitch Natural Havoc.
Team Logic NL, you can find him right here on Natural Havoc. Not next week, but the week after. Eagle, go.
Hi, I'm Eagle. I might start streaming soon again. I don't know, maybe. It really depends. I have a lot going on. But yes, hello. You probably find me here if anything. And yeah, I'll still show up and have to protect these motherfuckers.
Awesome. Smitty, go.
You can find me over at Smitty Jane on Twitch. However, I will not be live for the rest of the month. At least not on my own channel, because your girl's gonna drive over to Denmark at the end of the month or beginning of March. So after that, I will build a setup and I'll start here.
Cool. Yeah, that's very cool. What the hell?
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, very, very cool. What the hell? And to the other side of the screen, Zeb, take it away. I'm so sorry for the trauma.
Ja, I'm Agent Sam. I'm dead inside. Die Monster, die ich rief, die werde ich nicht mehr los. So, I stream actually when I'm not Erhard and getting fucked up. Over on my channel, I stream variety, all kinds of things. I kind of plan to. Anyway, Tuesday and Wednesday I stream 5 p.m. in the evening or something like that. I am going medieval, potion crafting, Father's Frontier, stuff like that. If you enjoy it, come check by.
Awesome,
English.
awesome. And above Zeb, we have Lan.
Hello, my name is Lan. You can find me here. Very short, much wow.
Awesome, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm the Onion Soup. I don't stream on Twitch currently because I'm taking a big hiatus. However, the Pokemon episode 1, as Eagle I think said a minute ago, does actually. Well, you didn't say, did you?
I didn't.
No, there you go. The Pokemon episode, the first episode of our Pokemon three-way Soul Link with myself, the Eagle Outlaw, and Paddy Max is actually on YouTube. So if you fancy going to check it, go to any of our Discords because the link's there.
We want me to put the link in the thing?
If you've got it, sure.
Mike was
I
out.
can be.
yeah. Episode 1 came out today, and just as a special treat, episode 2 comes tomorrow, and episode 3 comes Sunday, and then it'll be a weekly thing. So yeah, we thought we'd release the first 3 episodes so everyone could see them. First episode on Paddy Max's channel, second episode on the Eagle Outlaws, third episode on the Onion Soup on YouTube. So do go check it out. Thank you very much, guys.
I'm struggling to find it.
Go on. I'll just post it. I got it.
Ah,
It'll
you
take
got
me
it? Okay.
seconds. Yeah, because
Okay, go for it.
I tweeted it out. Not tweeted it. I Discord messaged it out today.
My
There you
YouTube
go.
isn't logged in this
Yeah,
browser.
so if you want to click it, go straight there. That's Paddy Max's channel. It's episode 1. We had a lot of fun doing it, and hopefully we'll do some more. Right, we're gonna go raid out because I need to go pick up my lovely fiance, which I said I'd be there by 10 o'clock, and I haven't even left yet. So I'll see you very soon. Goodbye, folks. See you not next week, the week after. Goodbye.
Bye.